One more Sunday gone. Just a few more to go. Preseason, this is why when preseason football comes up every year, we always go nuts because you can't hardly wait. The, the Niners' biggest questions regarding the front four, maybe what to expect from a rehab and Nick Bosa, and how much can Dee Ford contribute to the defensive rushing attack in 2021. Bosa is a good bet to be back at near full strength. Ford does not promote the same confidence. You and I both agree. I mean, everybody agrees on that. Dee Ford's got everybody scared. Is he going to play or not? This offseason, John Lynch placed faith in ex-Rams outside linebacker Samson Ebukam, otherwise known as Sosa. His signing is most likely a potential insurance move for Dee Ford. And everybody saw that coming. We didn't know who it was going to be, but you knew that something had to happen to fill that void on the other side. I mean, they've looked around and got a bunch of other guys, but are they going to be adequate enough to even come close to what Dee Ford was doing for that defense? You know what? Now that I put it that way, they didn't have to do much. Dee Ford spent most of his time watching the game anyway, so... But tonight, taking your phone calls for your thoughts on how effective you're expecting Niners front four to perform, including 2021 season sack totals without D. The world without D. Sounds like a TV series, doesn't it? Fam, here's the thing. Kyle Shanahan is feeling like most of us are. He's going to say, I'm very glad Julio Jones landed in the AFC. Me and you both, Kyle? Good God. Before the Titans executed that trade to bring in Julio, the Niners were one of the betting favorites to land J.J. If the Niners had made it happen, it would have reunited J.J. with Coach Shanahan, who was J.J.'s OC, as you know, with the Falcons in 2015 and 2016. J.J. led the league in both receptions and yards in their first year together. That's why everybody said, oh, please, we've wanted a number one receiver for how long? We've needed a deep threat for how long? He fills all those voids. So, earlier today, though, Shanahan said that because Jones didn't end up in San Francisco, this result isn't all that bad. For the same, see that thing you do, man, because, we still dodge the bullet. You don't want it. In a conversation with Matt Maiocco of NBC Sports Bay Area, Shanahan said, quote, I'm very glad he's in the AFC. It would have been a hell of a deal to bring him to the 49ers, but my second favorite choice is him being in the AFC. Unquote. Can I get an amen? The Rams also had some reported interest in Jones for reasons unknown, since they haven't got an extra dime to spend on shopping. It made no sense. But backed off late last month. Then the Hawks became the betting favorite earlier this week. That further indicated the media has no idea of what is happening. But either team would have put significant stress on the Niners secondary, having to deal with that twice a year. Shanahan said this about that, quote, number one, him not being in our division is a huge deal. Unquote. Can I get another amen? I was worried about that. We came up with rationalizations and we compensated our own feelings by saying things like, oh, man, he could, Emilio, remember, he go to the Hawks, it don't matter, he go get hurt anyway. See, that would be something we'd be in prayer for all the time. I don't want to be in prayer all the time, worrying about the Hawks bringing in an extra weapon. Julio Jones, Julio and DK on opposite ends would have been ridiculous. And then you got Tyler Gabriel Tyler Lockett running around in the middle. Oh, hell no. So, I'm glad to see that he's going over to be with the Titans. Shit. I really am. I'm telling you, man. If he wasn't going to be with us, don't be anywhere else. And the thought of him with the Cardinals was just obscene. But the Niners will go to Nashville and take on the Titans in Week 16 this year, so our guys aren't completely off the hook. That week could end up being important, as it usually is in the NFL each and every season. Coach ended his conversation with Matt Maiocco saying, quote, Julio's the man. Everyone knows how good of a player he is. Tennessee got a hell of a player, unquote. Julio have a good time in Tennessee, but Yo, boy, stay the hell up out of this area. Fam, here. Now that Julio's out of the picture, if he ever was, can we get back to the Niners who are in camp? You know, Sosa or Samson Ebukam is mostly likely going to end up playing opposite Nicky B. The Niners' new DE has been given a new style in which to play, and ex-Ram is pumped to get all started. He is, man, I'm telling you. Sosa's no stranger to beating up on opposing quarterbacks. Dude notched 14 sacks and 28 quarterback hits over his 4 NFL seasons, which isn't all that impressive. We don't know how much he played during the course of that time. That's still not all that exciting, right? But now his job has been simplified. Yeah, it has been simplified. New DC D'Amico Ryans has vowed to make the 49ers defense faster. And fam, I thought they were quick in 2019. D'Amico's going to add some more octane to that. Boy, I tell you what, I can't wait to see what that looks like. And Sosa's ready to adapt to the new philosophy. He said this past Wednesday, quote, the number one thing is with the Rams, I was kind of reading and things like that. Over here, it's just attack. Don't read. No, we don't want you to read. Don't read. Don't go. He goes on to say, I just had to flip a 180 real quick and just get on attacking, and the people behind me will clean it up. When you got Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw back there, you ain't got to worry about nothing, man. Just whatever's ahead of you, tear it up. Beat it up, destroy. Seek and destroy. That's all your mission is. Seek and destroy. You get that done, you got flanked. Don't worry about it. As we all suspect, Dee Ford's availability uncertain due to a lingering back and neck injury. Sosa set to step in as needed in the same spot to compete. Fam, a Sosa-Bosa connection is going to be fun to say all year. As by the end of the third quarter, because I usually wait as Sosa and Bosa are just wearing the quarterback out. He's looking scared. He's looking like Jared Goff used to look. And I'm sitting there singing, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. So we're leading by 21 points going toward the end of the third. I figured, it ain't going to get no better for that other team. Ford, meanwhile, has been a valuable resource for Sosa, keeping the lines of communication open. Sosa said this about that, quote, he's definitely a vet for us in the room. I know that he wants to help, and he's definitely given me some pointers on how to get off the rock faster. What type of pass rush moves I need to be on tackles that will work for my size, because we're kind of the same size, unquote. Sosa could grow into a valuable part of the Niners' pass rush along with the players. D'Amico has on his short list of players to watch Javon Kinlaw, who I've already got picked out as one of the comeback rookies ever, and Kevin Givens. I got faith in him as always keep Kevin off the street because he likes to beat people up. But Mrs. Ebukam's baby boy is motivated by their ability to improve each day. He goes on record having said, I cannot have these dudes making me look bad. See, I already knew I liked him right there when he said that. See, because now he's conscious of the fact that you know where you are. This ain't Kansas, Dorothy. Let's go. You got to appreciate that attitude. Don't let anybody outwork you, and the rest should take care of itself. Sosa knows the standard in Santa Clara and has made it a goal to catch up to his position mates who have been with the team longer than he has. Kinlaw in particular has impressed Sosa, and he says about Mrs. Kinlaw's baby boy this, quote, I feel like he's going to have an all-pro year. I wish we could get more footage on what's Kinlaw doing in camp. I'm seeing him. He's running all the way. He's running all the way to the ball, and he's in phenomenal shape. I'm excited to see what he can do. I think he's going to be great, unquote. Sosa knows he and his teammates have the work cut out for them facing the mobile quarterbacks in the NFC West, but he's a believer in the 49ers plan. And the dude believes in D-line coach extraordinaire Chris Kasorik, making sure that everyone is being given the best opportunity to succeed. Sosa continues by saying, quote, only thing we can do is attack them and get them on the ground, honestly. There's nothing special about it. You just have to get after them and just wear them out before they wear you out. That's what we are trying to do, unquote. Damn right. That's all you got to do, bruh. And in this defense, you need to demonstrate how much of a badass you actually are. Don't spend a whole lot of time thinking and scheming. Just go for it. Release the beast on every snap. Use your God-gifted talents and get it done. If you can't stand the heat, you'll be removed from the kitchen. That's all there is to it. I like this kid, though, family. You know, I'm predicting 8 sacks for him this season. I got 8. I got 8 sacks for Sosa. Can he live up to that? I know you can do it. Let's go. Let's go, bro. I see him expanding in production due to both the system and the Jedi teachings of Kasurik to begin with. Fam, the Niners came up with 46 sacks in 2019. My prediction is that they'll equal that number this year with Kinlaw creating an atmosphere that has offensive lines out there yelling and screaming, Mayday, 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 get some help down here. You know, see, that's, I think we got, and I'm not, you know what? I really think Kinlaw is going to be a serious weapon. He is going to be that Kraken that gets released. And if that happens, look for Armstead to go buck wild again with another 10. I'm not sure yet how many sacks I can predict for Kinlaw, because I see him being that annihilation crew, like the Marines hitting the beaches first, and then everybody else follows him up. So we'll see what happens with that. Nick could be in double digits as well. In fact, I expect him to this season due to what he was talking about at the end of last season before he got ready, before things went south on him. This is all pertaining to what he was voicing about that he learned as a rookie. So, fam, tonight, give us your D-line predictions. And also, are you fine with Julio being where he is, or let down about him not being in San Francisco to rejoin the coach that led him to his highest achievements since being in the NFL? I'm with Kyle, though. If you can't have him good, then send him the hell up out of here. You can go to the AFC. Ain't nobody looking for you. And the bad thing about it is we still got to run into him and Derrick Henry in Week 16. I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. I don't like that at all. If I'm gonna have to deal with them dudes, could it be in Week 4 or Week 5? I don't want to be bothered with them in Week 16. Big Show! Hey, Kyle's messing up badly, Ronbo. Wish we would have gotten Julio Jones. I wish we would have gotten Mac Jones, and I really wish it was raining. I'm sorry, but you know what? I gotta. The show doesn't use this name anymore. Show got me, man. Thanks for the Big Show number 2. Thanks for the contribution, though. I didn't read the last show. He's funny, okay? Is that JJ? Is that you? Kill me, boy. Hey, all right. Pete Garman, hey, sup, Ronbo? We got the best D-line in the league when they're healthy. I believe so. I'm gonna say. It's JJ on the phone. Hey, JJ, come on in, man.
I don't know. Oh, well, that ain't me. I don't know what you're talking about. I call it specifically for that. That ain't me.
You know, the thing is, he's got your talent. That's why I figured you've like, it, you know, I don't know what's going on with you and Show. It's always been the same kind of relationship. You take shots at Show every chance you get. And Show just sits there and he breathes a sigh. Ronbo, that's not me.
Show's my. I like Show. He's funny.
He is.
Whenever I need predictions on something, I ask him whatever is going to happen, and we just know what the opposite is. So tonight, we got to find out who's going. I want to ask him who's going to win, Mayweather or Logan. So, of course, he said Logan. So, of course, Mayweather's going to win this.
You know, because Ocho Cinco, man, I was trying to understand what possessed him to go in there and get a beat down like that. Why do football players, after they retire, think they can box? He's not the first guy to do that. You know? I just don't get it. It's a different work. It's a different science. God. Anyway. JJ, okay, so Big Show, okay, so I'm going to stop accusing this person of being JJ. It's not him. All right. Well, JJ, you cleared that up. Hey, how's the 2 little guys? How they doing? They get pretty big by now, huh?
The older one, that's 2 minutes older.
2 minutes.
Just started walking, so.
He's 2 minutes earlier than the other one did, right?
Yeah. And you know what's funny is that what really calms them down
Yeah.
is when I turn on the NFL Network.
Is that?
Yeah, so they started watching football. They started watching it. So
That's
shame
awesome.
it's like they never air any of our games, but
Well, you know what? That means they're
yeah.
football fans already. That's great. All right.
Yeah.
As long as you let them know right up front as you put those little 49er jammies on them and, I'll constantly put
Of
that
course.
cap on their head and they keep pulling off. Dad, what's this? That's a 49ers cap. Who are they?
You know.
What? No. Don't embarrass me like that. When we go in public, you say the best team in football is the San Francisco 49ers. Okay? Remember that.
You already know. Man. You already know. It's God first, then the 49ers. Yeah.
But JJ, give me some sack totals right here. The defense is going to get how many sacks this year? And give you a point of to go from. They got 46 in 2019. Now I don't know if we can duplicate what we did in 2019. That defense was just rugged. So what are you looking for this year?
Well, I was sad that Salah had gone, but really it all starts up front, and we still have that guy. So Kacirik is the one I feel that's really the one that's going to be like. I mean, you've heard him on the sideline. The guy is so fired up.
I know.
Shane Buckner's not there, but now you got Bosa coming back.
Yeah.
You don't know how he's going to be, but people were afraid of that dude. So it's the same how it was in 2019. You're picking your poison here. It's either you got to cover Bosa, but then you got big old man Javon Kinlaw coming at you.
Boy.
Or you can double him that way. And this is not even mentioning Eric Armstead. And then Ebukam. So I'm looking. I think the sack leader, is probably going to be Kinlaw. So, but hopefully,
you know how good that would be, because the rest of those guys are definitely going to eat. If Kinlaw can come up with double-digit sacks, that's going to be such a wrecking crew. Because that means now DCs don't know what the hell to do, and that's going to change everybody's offensive plan against the 49ers. They're going to want to run more, and then we'll probably be able to set the edge really well too, though. Because Bosa does an outstanding job of that.
You heard Ryan where he was saying to go a little bit more aggressive. So I'm thinking a little bit more blitzing. Even though in 2019 we didn't really need to for fearing for the life.
Well, because the less you blitz, the more dangerous you make it for. Now the guys are back in coverage, so it actually adds heat to the quarterback in another way, because now that quarterback's looking for somebody open. Well, now he is absolutely killed standing back there trying to find somebody open. It works both ways. The blitz is more fun for the fans because we're watching guys get swarmed like immediately. There's so much fun about watching a man go down in a heap of nothing but red and gold, just coming at him like wasp and just stinging him.
Yeah.
God, I
it
love
makes you
that.
appreciate the position a lot more.
Yeah.
But with this right here, and we already got pretty good corner slot. I mean, what we have, with got the Shark back. We have again Verrett, and then you have Mosley back there. And you know what's crazy? And I was just talking about this earlier. Thurman still hasn't signed with nobody, and at the same time, his Instagram, he hasn't taken a single 49er picture down.
See,
I know a lot of people want him gone, but my daughter definitely wants him back. That's her favorite player.
Is that right? Because I'm thinking, he's going to wait. What has he got it down to his last? They're talking about the last few hours before training camp. Look for Sherman to sign with a contender. He's not going back to Seattle because I don't think Sierra wants him to do that. Or Sierra, what am I talking about? I got the wrong guy.
Seattle.
I don't think that he wants to go back. Yeah, I think that he wants to go to San Francisco. But I guess he's trying to. What kind of money are you going to pay him, JJ? I don't understand how much he should be getting paid. Give him an incentive-loaded contract again.
That's more Sheik's area. I was talking to him earlier, and he was saying, I guess we're around $24 million. I guess that's the reason why he was a little upset about not getting Julio.
Yeah.
So there's ways to pay him somehow. You do another prove-it deal, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Real quick, as far as the whole Julio thing, of course, I wanted him, but you got to remember we don't have any more firsts, and we're running out of money. we kind of have it, but you got to think about Warner, and at the same time about this whole wide receiver core. Who could tell that maybe? Who's to say we don't have the next Julio on our team already, wearing number 11 or number 19?
Got to give him a shot this year, and I think Kyle Shanahan's thinking that same way too. And what if What if Jalen Hurd
Hurd.
can play?
Thanks.
Yes. Ah. So we're set.
Oh, can't wait.
Tell you, Debo, Jalen. I mean, you had Debo and Jalen already. That's a lot of rugged play, and then you got the finesse
I
and
didn't.
yak qualities of Ayuk.
No,
Oh!
and I didn't even touch. I didn't even touch on Kittle.
I know that's there's the gravy. We're gonna change it. We're gonna go. Okay, JJ's cleared it up. I can stop accusing that person of being JJ. It's not him. All right.
Come on, Ronbo.
The guy's got comedy talent.
Wink.
Just
Wink, wink.
JJ, have a great night. Give my best to the fam, and I'll talk to you later. Good to hear from you. All right.
Oh, one more thing real quick before this is a second. I know you saw at least the rumor of the new throwback 94 Reds we might get.
Ah. All right.
I know you saw those. I literally got goosebumps.
I'm
They're
not
supposedly talking about it getting those 94s back, the red ones.
I do remember a little bit about that. We'll see. All right, fam. Let's talk later.
All right.
Night, JJ.
Go on, man.
It's Jersey Joe. He's cleared his name. He's not the villain that's always taking a shot. Wait a minute. Are you serious? That's Rudy on the phone? What could he possibly want? Yes, Rudy.
Oh, let me talk.
Yeah. Rudy.
Ronbo.
Oh, God, it really is him. Yes,
Ronbo.
Rudy. Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, here we go.
Finally, Rudy has returned to the Ronbo/Ram show.
God,
I just wanted to come in and wish you guys luck. I want to shout out to my Niner brother, Tommy Huxley. Just wanted to bring you some news from Rams camp. Remember I told you about that tight end, George Kittle clone, but he runs a 4.3965 tight end we got. We didn't need Julio. The guy's hooking up with Stafford, and Van Jones is looking good. Cooper Kupp. I don't know, Ronbo, and we'll see what happens, but it's going to be beautiful. We're going to be one of the most explosive teams in the NFL. It doesn't matter that we lost a little bit on defense because we'll be scoring much more points. So we'll see what happens now. You guys need to find a bell cow running back. You know, you guys got running backs getting hurt just standing up in camp. I wish you guys luck. I hope you guys don't have any excuses this year. I want you guys to stay healthy. May the best team win, which hopefully will be us. And I just want to check in with you guys. Good luck to everybody. Everybody stay safe. And may the best team win. And we'll be back on top again, you know. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, Grant Cohn is saying that your rookie QB still can't throw over 15 yards consistently and needs to work on his footwork. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, have a good one, guys. I just wanted to check in late.
Rudy, you know, last year, do you have any explanation as to what happened? I'm just curious, as you're going on, and also, you didn't mention anything more than you've got this guy that's supposed to be George Kittle-like, but faster, and then Cooper Kupp. Is there anybody else that you can speak of? He left.
No, Ronbo. I just like men.
I mean, you know, Jesus. Brittany.
What's up, Ronbo?
Brittany, God, Rudy came in here like, you know, he opened the door and the rat runs in. You know,
Before you say anything, I was just going to point that out. I was just in a good mood, ready to talk, and so Rudy just ruined it. Rudy, do me a favor. Make sure you come prepared next time, and make sure you're ready to fight until you get yourself a quarterback that hasn't had a Super Bowl 12-year drought. Okay, just checking.
I don't understand. Last year, even in the condition that the 49ers were in, which was much less than full potency, they still couldn't beat the 49ers. Yet he has the audacity to call in here and say the things that he said. The man has zero shame. It just amazes me.
Zero.
It's fascinating, actually.
Zero.
But anyway, Brittany, you know what? I want your feelings on the fact that we did not get Julio, and also you might touch upon that defense that Rudy has no idea about that's coming at him this year.
Hmm.
I like looking at the potential damages that the front line four is going to do. And you give us some sack totals and individual play, and what do you expect numbers wise from these guys? Yeah, Brittany, jump on in there.
The fact. I think, like you said, I think they may be either equal or they may go above. Even though Bosa is back, I think adding Sosa along with it and Kinlaw just coming out the gate exploding, I think that may add up even more to the damage that we already know Bosa contributes. But yeah, the Julio thing, I'm not mad about. It would have been nice to have him, but at the same time, it's like money and the picks that the Falcons are asking for and all that nonsense and stuff. But at the end of the day, I have full trust in Ayuk. I got full trust in Debo. I'm hoping he stays healthy because I really want to see what Jalen Hurts can do.
Oh,
I really do.
We all do. God, yes. He's built for the kill. He's got all you need, every
Yes.
property you need to be a fiend.
Yes.
Can he please make it this year? You know?
If he can stay healthy and just be explosive out the gate and at least show something by the halfway point in the season, add him to the Yak Bros, because if he can help with the Yak, that would be nice.
God, the Yak Bros will become famous worldwide. That means you got three. For sure, you got three. Ayuk is also a Yak Bro, but I want him to do some other things that are finesse-like. But now you got Hurd,
Exactly.
Debo, George,
Exactly.
just wearing defenses out. Their arms are hurting by the second quarter. I want to see that so badly. Smash mouth through the air.
And going back to what you said about Rudy talking all of this, he seems to forget that we basically know how to control the Rams' defense because they're only good because of one guy, Aaron Donald. But
I'm glad you brought that up. Elaborate. Yes.
He got two dads on the 49ers offense because Debo makes him look like an idiot. And then Brunskill knows how to take care of him to make sure he doesn't touch Jimmy. So, but I think it's going to be even more. We may add one more person who could handle Aaron Donald to that list. And I think he probably will start. If Aaron Banks shows something that he knows how to stop Aaron Donald, then add him too to make him look like an idiot.
I mean, Brittany, did you Aaron Banks? They showed him in camp. They got a photo of him without his shirt on. I mean, no sleeves. The man's arms look like everybody's thighs, and I'm not talking about a man with small thighs. I'm talking about a man with huge thighs. I didn't know he was that big. That is a moose. If he can move, good God.
Just like last year when everybody was talking about Javon Kinlaw's size, I was like shocked myself when I saw Aaron Banks' size. I'm like, is that? I was like 330, 330. That could really like do some damage to a defensive player.
And Aaron Donald,
who's less than him.
What does Aaron weigh? On a good day, Aaron's he looks like he's about 5'11", 280.
Like 280, 290, something like that. I don't know.
See, now
I don't know. I could be wrong.
There's no place for him to go. Lakin doesn't mind if he comes down there to visit him and Trent. And then, of course, you got Alex Mack, who already knows all about Aaron Donald, right? And now, Mike McGlinchey says, you can come on down if you want to, but Aaron's right next to me. So come on in. They're going to have his little butt.
This offensive line is pulling out no stops. They will do everything they can to protect Jimmy or Trey, whoever. They're not playing no more games. No more injuries to the quarterback. No more.
I can't wait. This is going to be a fun season to watch just for the brutality this team is offering. We just mentioned the brute force that the offensive line is going to have. We talked about the defensive line. Brittany, we're doing it the right way. We're doing it in the trenches. Everybody else is going to be able to do their job much better now because at the line of scrimmage, the 49ers can control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. For 4 quarters, they have that potential. We got guys that have worked together for enough time now. Javon Kinlaw and these guys. Oh, man. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw and the linebackers. That could be one of the best crews in the league.
And I think Rudy talking all of that nonsense is making him think that the team's going to repeat last year. No, it's not. Just be prepared when Stafford gets sacked a lot.
Yeah, Rudy's confused. A 6'1", 285 for Aaron Donald. Yeah, see, that's not that's not going to help him any. That's, he's a beast.
No.
He's one of the best at the game, but I think we've got an answer.
True.
If nothing else, if Banks does have a problem, we'll just give a whistle. Hey, Matt, just get in here, buddy. Brunskill likes playing against Aaron, so he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. Oh, so it was so much fun. I'll see you. Hey, Marty. Hey, we got a camp where the reporters are allowed in next week. Is it Monday or Tuesday? Anyway.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I got to look that up. All right. Anyway, I'll see you Monday night.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. Night, Brittany.
All right.
See you on Twitter, too.
Good night.
All right.
Yep.
Bye. Hey, Big John. John, the 49ers Ultimate Report. Get it in, John.
Ronbo.
All right, John. So now that we know that Julio has already found himself a new residence and he's looking for a place in the Titans area of Tennessee. Hey, John, your feelings on that. And also, John, hey, as far as the 49ers go, Ebukam could be the key to all-out success because I don't believe Dee Ford is going to be able to help us this year. I really don't. So, John, that's why it's fun now to look at the sack potential, give us some numbers that you might have already gotten together, individual stats. Of course, that front four goes, and anybody that you think might, between Givens and DJ Jones and some of the guys that may come in and be very instrumental, give us some good stuff on that front. John! Get excited. I love these guys.
Well, Ronbo, apparently I heard Rudy's voice, and I have one thing to say to Rudy if he's still listening. Yo, listen, don't take my YouTube name, man. I created that name. I don't know why you had it, so screw you, Rudy. I should be pissed off at you, but I'm not going to. But I will say this. Rudy, don't visit Grant. Visit Beast Rider, and he'll tell you to your face because he talks to his fans face to face. And he'll tell you the Rams are not winning the Super Bowl. He also told me they're going to have an okay year, but they're not going to win the Super Bowl. So be really careful who you look at. Grant, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you chose the wrong guy who knows what he's talking about. Okay, Ronbo knows more about these 49ers than Grant. So I'm just letting you know that. So, this is the real 49ers Ultimate Report, not this dude who took my name. But I also want to say to him.
Somebody took your name? Is somebody imposing?
Yeah, it was Rudy.
Oh no! Rudy's. Oh, come on, Rudy. You've reached a new low, even for you. Are you serious? Rudy. My God. That's so. How'd you know it was him? You can tell by his style, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the trash talk with 49ers Ultimate Report of the last placers. So, and then that weird Rams logo.
Oh, he's such a bore. I really wish he'd get a life. Why is he staying in our company all the time? Rudy, come out of the closet. Face it, you're a 49er fan. You just can't stand the fact that while you're trying to support the Rams, they're getting owned by the 49ers. Sad.
Yep. And it's so funny that Nick Mullins, who, was not having a good game, beat your team, and you guys had a healthier roster. So you need to be really realistic. Because if Jimmy Garoppolo has that eye of the tiger that everyone is saying, he's going to go in those Rams games and he's going to beat them up because he has a lot to prove. So he's not just going to be focused on the other team. So be really careful. And when it comes to the pass rush, again, I'm going to pivot back from the Beast Rider. He says just having Nick Bosa on that line with Ebukam and Kinlaw, who I think is going to be a beast this year, and Armstead. that defensive line is going to be very dangerous. So against Matthew Stafford, who may not be as mobile as Trey Lance is way mobile, then, they're going to be going after. And then, of course, we still have Fred Warner, we have Greenlaw, and we have our veterans who are really good. Everyone healthy on that defensive team. It's going to be just like 2019. And with the offense, with Trent Williams protecting the blind side of Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, and then, of course, Trey Sermon is going to be taking that pounding, that heavy, run down, guy to help that offense. So it's really fun. I know he loves his team. I love the 49ers, but realistically, come on. When it comes to the 49ers, there was a reason why a 6-10 team with so many injuries finished 6-10. Any other team, they would have gave up. Just like Fred Warner said, we play no matter who we play, no matter if we're 0-16, 0-17, we play our butts off. So that shows you what type of team is 49ers versus the Rams.
That goes to the coaching and the people that are in charge in the office and in the locker room. Our guys don't quit. That's all there is to it. When you come to 49ers, get ready for some serious action. It ain't going to be no pushover. Even if we ain't got everybody there, the guys that are there will represent. You may win the game, but you go lose the fight.
Yeah, and that's the reason why, the only team I really worry is the Seahawks. But I don't think they're going to sweep us. I think we will beat the Rams because of the track record. Kyle Shanahan knows how to out-coach his former assistant, okay? And then one thing about Jared Goff, NBC, every time they played on NBC, all of the guys who were on the TV were saying he is holding his hand because he wants to make sure, and he's going to do the same thing to Matthew Stafford. Just because Matthew Stafford had a better career, he's going to do the same thing, okay? And it's also going to be his first year learning that Shanahan offense. So be really careful what you say, because guess what? The Rams may have the talent, but guess what? At least in our Super Bowl, we scored 20 points. You guys could not even score a touchdown.
Rudy, I give him credit for liking his team, but he's coming to the wrong place to talk trash. He should be over talking to the Hawks people, since the Rams seem to own them. Who else do they seem to not have a lot of problems with? I mean, everybody in the NFC West except us. So I don't get it. Rudy. It's comical. He's 49ers Ultimate Report. Fam, I'm going to click you up soon. My days are so filled up. I barely get anything done other than this. But I'm going to look for you as soon as I can, because I love your style. We're gonna go and see tomorrow night, all right?
And then don't ever go after my boy Tommy Huxley, who was the man. Don't ever do that. I got your back, Tommy. And
Tommy
it's Niners all day.
Yeah. Now, John. Oh, Jesus.
Yo, I've been waiting for me to get on here.
I
heard little Ruby was on here, and I have a few words for me to get out to him. But you know what, Ronbo? I like to give a shout out to Ronbo Sports. Shout out to the production one time. Shout out to my brother Eddie E. Shout out to Jack Garrison. Shout out to Tommy Huxley. Shout out to every single Niner in there. Ronbo, how was your Sunday fun day?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Overeating and things like that. Because Sunday's my day to eat and trash out just anything I want to eat, and I love to do it. Go away, eating ice cream and pizza together. I mean, it's just sick.
Of course, Ronbo. You know, Sunday fun day. You know what I'm saying? This is Jesus' day. You know what I'm saying? This is holy day. You know what I'm saying?
Talking Niners ball.
God bless us with the greatest. God bless us with the greatest sport, and that's football. You know what I'm saying, on Sundays. But right now we're in the off season. We're just trying to get pumped for regular season.
Yep. It's coming.
You know what I'm saying?
It won't be long. And then finally, like you mentioned, Jesus, Rudy, and I love it when he gets mad. Rudy, you know what I like about Rudy, though? When we get through beating that ass, he comes running over to the chat, and he gives all the little backhanded compliments and says congratulations and F you and that type of thing. But we still, he shows up. Not like Tommy Testosterone and Joseph Smiley and all those ass clowns. They don't show up. In fact, during the course of the game, they'll disappear as soon as things start going south. So you know what? We got to give Rudy a little credit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got nothing but love for my little Ruby. You know what I'm saying, Ronbo? You know, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Rams on top. You know, after just scoring 3 points in the Super Bowl. You know, after losing to a third-string 49er offense and defense, and you still get out-smoked in your own house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you like. When is the end ever gonna stop for your boy Rudy, man? That boy out here freaking shout out to J10. My bad, bro. I didn't see you in there. Shout out to J10. But you know, how's Rudy gonna talk, man, when we beat him 4 straight, man?
I don't.
You know,
I don't understand. I just don't get it. I guess we just have to keep beat
like,
down after beat down. I guess he'll finally get it soon, because he thinks Matt Stafford is the Messiah that's coming to save him and lead his people to the promised land.
Matthew Stafford is definitely no Messiah. Matthew Stafford, I do admit, it is an upgrade from Jared Goff. And should we be concerned? Yes, because no game is ever given. You know, any day, any Sunday is a privilege to play. You know, and it's any given Sunday. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, I think Matthew Stafford might. You know. We might class him as
he'll make a difference.
I'm not going to sit here and lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely going to make a difference. You know, it's an upgrade. You know?
But Jesus,
you know,
they needed to make some changes on their offensive and defensive line, which, like I was telling Brittany, the game is won with those 2 units. If you don't have sufficient butt in those units, you're going to get your brains beat out. It's just the bottom line.
Right. You know? Like I said, you know, multiple times, you know, we have arguably the best run game in the league. You know, yeah, our running backs don't have like those big yardage as other running backs, but Ronbo, this is a dual back system. You know, one guy doesn't take the load, and I love that. You know, because it gives enough time for our boys to get recharge. You know, get a drink of Gatorade and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You know, for them to be good. You know, but all I got to say is that the Rams, if they struggled to beat a third-string 49er team when they had a damn near healthy Rams team, you know, what's going to happen when Nick Bosa gets out on the field? You know, what's going to happen when we have our new boys out there? You know, we upgraded this offensive line, Ronbo. This offensive line, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Niner fan, Ronbo. I'm saying this because like, I'm seeing this blueprint on our offensive line. I'm not trying to overhype it. Like I said, it's easy going to be top 7, easy. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a boy, Aaron Banks. You know, we got Alex Mack. You know, this offensive line just got fully upgraded off of one offseason. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see more depth, but you know, I'm really happy on where we're at right now.
And wait till they get up and running. I suspect 2 to 3 weeks, and by week 4, like, you know, every NFL team does that. By week 4, we're going to see their real potential as to just how good these guys are going to be. And like I said, there's a lot of experience out there now. Wait, no more rookieisms. And these guys have more than one. A lot of those guys got 3 years. Well, they've been with Cal every year, right? This is why I can't wait to see what this looks like now. Because it takes a while.
You know, I want to see also, like, on Friday, I believe, I couldn't get much to talking about the defense, about DeMeco Ryans. I'm not going to lie, the only thing I don't really agree with him saying is that we're going to blitz more. Like, I think we should just keep it the way how we had it, you know? Like, hey, I'm not going to lie, I think that we're still going to be a top 10 sacking team because, like I said, you know, Kinlaw can only get better, Ronbo. You know, 1.5 sacks, but he's a good run stopper. You know, that's really good, you know. Yeah. Hey, a run stopper is a run stopper. You know, not a lot of guys were beating Kinlaw in the middle of the line.
Because offensive linemen can't move him. So, yeah, that's what he provides. And then you get DJ Jones and Javon in there at the same time. Well, they're going to have to find another way to run. If they're going to hit the edges, Armstead sets the edge well, and
Eric Armstead's a perfect run stopper.
And Nick does everything well. So, you know, there's really there's 49ers, we could see a shutout this year. You know what? I don't know which team, but we could see a shutout. Did we get a shutout in 2019? I think
Against
we
the Rams?
almost did against Washington.
Shutout. I think Washington only put up 3 points on us, Ronbo.
Oh, they got a field
if I
goal.
remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a field goal or something. I remember that day. We were like 6-0 or 7-0 that week, you know. But I really think the Niners could go even. I'm not one of those fans that go ridiculous and say, 17-0.
No,
I'm not ridiculous like that,
That's
Ronbo,
asking too much anyway.
I think we're gonna split with Seattle. We might split with the Cardinals. I really see us sweeping the Rams. I'm sorry, Rudy, but I have a feeling that our Niners are definitely going to go at least 11-6, around there, 12 or 5. You know,
just all that matters.
Which I'm
it's
happy.
all about the health.
Hell, our 4 division teams could go in the playoffs, Ronbo. This is how crazy the NFC West is.
I know, right? Yeah, it's a health. Well, that's always going to be health because we've got the personnel. Can we keep them on the field? If that happens, then the rest of these teams can forget it. And that's just all there is to it. That's not bragging. That's just
the
fact.
Niners are stacked full of talent. Niners are stacked full of talent, and I think the league is sleeping on us. And I'm not just saying it as a Niner fan.
I know.
You know,
I agree.
but it is what it is. But thank you, Ronbo, for taking my call. I'm not trying to take up too much time. I know you got plenty of callers. Thank you very much, man. Happy Sunday Fun Day, man. You have a blessed night. And shout out to the 49er Empire. Thank you, guys.
Always appreciate you, Jesus. Have a great night, too, fam. See you tomorrow.
You too.
Oh, yeah. And it's Chill Pill Phil. Phil, come on in, man. And Phil,
Hey, Ronbo.
tonight, Phil, I don't need any treatment because I'm not really worried about anything. And Julio Jones, I'm with Kyle Shanahan. Good, he's got a team. As long as it doesn't bother me here in the NFC West, I'm fine. You know, or the NFC period. And Phil, give us your predictions on our awesome line, as much as what you're going to expect. And let's label these guys with some goals to reach. I got Nicky B, even though he's only going to be probably 90%. I still got him at double digits just from when he learned as a rookie.
What do you say
Kinlaw.
90%? 90%?
I see him at being 90%.
Wait a minute.
You think he's going to be 100?
100%.
You think so?
100%.
I hope so.
Come on.
He's supposed to,
Come
right?
on, Ronbo.
They heal up faster than most human beings. I don't know what I was thinking. You're right. 100% Nicky's got to get double-digit sacks.
Come on.
That's going to bring back Eric Armstead. We just have to figure out what's going to go on the other side. Can Sosa get at least 8 sacks?
Wait a minute. Ronbo,
Yes.
we've got Ebukam and Ford. Dee Ford's going to play.
Oh, I love it. Phil, give me some reasoning as to why you think Ford is going to play. I just wish he
Why?
was.
Because he took a huge pay cut
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
He
How many
wants
do
to
that?
play.
I think so. All right.
He wants to play. He's going to play.
All right.
You know? Come on, guys.
Okay. You okay?
The guy's going to play.
Yes. I mean, if he would, all my prayers would be answered. Because I want Ebukam, Sosa, I want him to come in if he has to. But if I can get the captain, the dude, on the other side, oh, I'm happy. You're talking about a happy camper.
No,
Yes.
no kidding. Ford's
All right.
going to play.
All right.
He's going to play. So,
All right.
come on, let's be positive.
That's true. Yeah. All right. We start game 1.
You
Dee
got
Ford.
4, and then Ebukam's going to be in the Leo. Then we're going to have Dee Ford, Nick Bosa, and Ebukam, plus from the passer. Oh,
On
Stafford's
someplace.
going to be on his back. With that offensive line, Rudy, they got the worst offensive line in the football. Come on. He's going to be on his back.
I don't know why Rudy comes in here and makes a complete fool of himself like that. It's always amusing. I can barely talk when he calls in. I don't know what to say. I feel bad for him. I feel like I'm walking down the street, a homeless person
I
sitting
do
down. I
too,
want to throw him
but
some
you know
couple of
what?
times. Huh?
He's from Southern California. He's going to drink of that wine. I mean, you know.
Sunstroke.
Yeah, no. No, Ronbo, I really believe that Dee Ford's going to play some games.
Well, I
He's
hope
going
you're
to play
right.
about 10, 15 snaps.
Yeah.
Ebukam's going to play some snaps. And Nick Bosa's going to be Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Just count on it.
Yeah. Well,
And
Dee
then
could just.
you got Kinlaw's going to come off with much better than he was last year. And Eric Armstead's going to feed off that. So we're going to be better than we were in 2019. Our depth is even better. Honestly. When you look at the guys we picked up.
You're
from the
right. Quality
Raiders
depth. That's true.
So we're the best defensive line in football. Honestly.
If you looked around, one thing I haven't done, and normally I've done that by now, I haven't looked around the league to see what's going on with their teams, especially the ones on our schedule, if nothing else.
No, but I just say the guys we picked up.
Yeah.
To be in the second string. I mean, we're going to have the deepest offensive line in football. And, we're going to be dominant. And we're going to run too deep against these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Givens may be a cut.
Oh, no. They like him so far. Givens he looked good last year.
But you got a lot of guys there.
I know.
So
you think Givens could be? If Givens gets beat out, I'm going to be delighted. I feel bad for him, but that means we really are tough because Givens is good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man.
I mean,
and the Hawks will pick him up immediately.
Offensive line.
Yeah.
I think in all of football. Seriously.
Well, they were ranked high last year, and they weren't that
every
good.
Team in the league.
Huh. When you got Trent Williams in your lineup, that automatically makes you a top end team.
Kyle Mack is an all-decade team.
And then that, so that's two, and I kind of feel this guy Banks is going to fit right in.
Tomlinson, he's been here for years.
He's one of the top-ranked guards. People don't know that. Somebody tried to give me an argument about Lakin on Twitter. Everybody thinks they can argue on Twitter. Anyway, somebody tried to say Lakin Tomlinson may be somebody we want to replace. Why?
He's got about 4 of the 5 best guys. And everybody cuts down the glitchy, but he's run blocking. He's a stud.
The best there is. One of the best there is next to Trent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he can improve his pass blocking, we're done. We're done.
And I think they're going to work on that this year. His pass blocking.
Oh, I know he's going to work on it. He got so much criticism last year. He's going to work on it. Come on. If he's a pro, he's going to work on it.
Yeah.
And he's a pro.
Yeah, he is. He's ready.
So,
you can tell by the size came in. He's ready.
Come on.
Ronbo,
we're going to win it in the trenches. We are going to win it in the trenches.
And that means
Kyle
can do anything he wants offensively at that point.
Exactly. Catch and pass. Running game is going to be dominant. We're going to have defensive studs coming in. Quarterbacks are going to be throwing the ball away every time.
Or folding up and trying to live to survive to play the next play.
Rudy, you're done. You're done.
Phil, I'm going to see you tomorrow on Raw. Let's see what develops between now and then.
All right, man.
Have a good night,
Take
Phil.
care.
You too.
Bye.
Well, that's Phil. See, that's what I like about Phil. I suddenly I'm going to get on the Dee Ford wagon. Let the D. Come on, D. Join us this year. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, we're sitting back here gloating. Because we know we got a defensive line. We got an offensive line, too. Jay, you know what I just realized? By having 2 good units like that, when they work out every day, boy, you talk about the old adage of iron sharpens iron. Can you imagine That defensive line going against that offensive line, that means the defensive line is going to get some serious pushback. And the defense says, y'all, yesterday you dominated. Ain't going to be no domination today. We coming in. So that's the attitude you see again, right? Them dudes, I hope nobody gets hurt. That's the thing I don't want to see. But there's going to be some rugged practice out there. But that defensive line, my front four, I picked out my stars. Jay, you can pick out your own. Of course, you got Nicky B. You got Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw. I'm going to put Dee Ford back over there just because Phil said look for Dee to play this year. Although I got Sosa backing him up, I gave Sosa, if Dee can't play, if Dee plays, that's 10 sacks, automatic. If Ebukam plays, that's 8. If Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw. I think Javon's going to provide the hurricane that's going to open the door for everybody else. I'm not sure. If he gets 5 sacks this year, I'll be satisfied. So I already gave Eric 10. And Nicky B, I have no idea, but I know it's going to be double digits. I mean, what do you see, Jay, for that defensive line? And are you bothered by Julio not being in San Francisco? Or are you taking the Kyle Shanahan approach? At least you got the hell up out the NFC. That's all. That's fine. Because no matter what you pay, you're going to overpay for Julio. He's 32, and he's starting to fall off on recovery. And when he gets hurt, it takes a little too long to come back. So you figure what Titans just did is hope that Julio could carry him through and into a Super Bowl. But after that, it's probably up in there because Julio's going back. Man, I need a new contract. Julio, man, you got to give us a break here. We got you out of Atlanta, and now you want to take every last dime we got. Come on, man. If you ain't got no money, I got to go. Okay, well, you got to go. I'm glad we don't have to be put up with that because he was going to ask for more money. But anyway, Jay, go ahead.
Here, what I wanted to say is that, it is what it is. I didn't, if we could get Julio at a cheap deal or, a cheap trade, that would have been okay, fine, but I'm cool without him. So, and, I'm just going to leave it as that on that note. But the second note I'm going to put out there, man, I don't have that much faith in Dee Ford to come back this year.
That's what you was getting ready to say.
I mean, he ain't played none last year, and I ain't hearing nothing about him this year. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like everybody's like, praying and hoping and wishing, but at the end, I don't see it. I just think he just needs to retire. You know what I'm saying? He should have did like Western Wishburg, retire. You know what I'm saying? And then we could have freed up some more money. But, hopefully he can come back. But I really don't have no faith in that.
Well, Jay, you feel good about one thing. If D has a third year in a row where he has absolutely no contributions, this will be his last year.
Yeah, he's got to be gone. If he ain't gone, I'm gonna be so mad because he like you said, Ronbo, he has not contributed in a while, and he cannot hold up a roster spot if he's gonna be on the sideline. That just does not make any sense to me. You got to get rid of him. You got to, obviously get younger or try to get some, because there's some clear-cut veterans out there that's still out there you could go get. And, as long as we got some monsters on the end, we're going to be a really, really good defense. Because that gives all the pressure off the corners, safeties, where they can make plays and, and let the linebackers do what they do. That's our bread and butter right there. Our defensive line,
Yes,
so.
And the good thing is, Jay, we don't give enough credit. We've got a great front, but you know what? You look behind that front, you got all-pro Fred Warner and Drake Greenlaw that plays to a level that just compliments him.
Yeah.
And then you got
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
veterans
saying.
back there. You got J-Dub and Verrett back there backing that up. And Mosley's looking better. I mean, this year, every year. And this year, I think Mosley's going to be taken up to another level. Jay, here's a question for you, too. If we do end up with Sherm, and I have a sneaky feeling that we're going to, how do you play Sherm?
Man, really, it really ain't really no spot for him.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as like,
we gonna go ahead and tell the truth, huh? I don't know if I want Sherm.
Yeah. I mean, I do want Sherm because of his knowledge.
Leadership.
You know what I'm saying? His leadership and his knowledge. That's the only reason why I would want Sherm. The issue with that is, do we have a spot for him? I don't think we have a spot for him. You know what I'm saying?
Jay, that's the thing.
That rookie is showing promising.
Oh,
we got some.
Jay, that's the problem.
Right. So
you gotta somebody's gotta go. If it ain't nobody but Dante Johnson, I'm fine with that. But anybody else,
right?
I do have a problem with that. I agree.
Yeah. The only reason why I said to bring Richard Sherman back is because his brain and his leadership. Anything else, you know what I'm saying? Because he's older, you know what I'm saying? He had Achilles, he had a real bad Achilles, injury, so he can't run like he used to. Yeah. But in he didn't miss. After playing so many years, you're gonna have wear and tear where you slow down, and I think. We need to give the young corners a shot and see where it's at. Because Richard Sherman gonna want more money.
No, he knows better. He knows better. You remember Sherman last year? He said he probably figured it'd be impossible for him to come back to 49ers, and that was he knew that there was no big bucks for him. If they give him an incentive contract, does he still believe in himself enough to get the incentives done? Because he may not necessarily be starting. I don't know if I want him taking Mosley out. Because he'd be playing opposite Verrett.
No, exactly. And we got some good corners. Yeah. And now that we added depth to that, and then I think we got a solid defense right now. Yeah. And I think if we can just, stick together, what I mean? I'm not gonna say that, the word, but we stick together, you know what I'm saying? We could be a top 3 defense.
We've been saying top
defense.
5. Jay just moved up to top 3. Yeah. By week 2, we were saying number 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the fact is, we got Nick Bosa back, and hopefully he can show that what he did in his rookie year and better. Yeah. And we got Kinlaw coming back for a full year where there's OTAs, there's training camps, there's preseason, and you know what I'm saying? Now he knows, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to be, so
exactly.
Correct.
Everything he did last year. Jay, we got to go.
Yeah, so yes, sir, Ronbo.
We'll see you tomorrow, Monday Night Raw, all right?
Yes, sir, Ronbo. You have a good night, brother. Appreciate what you do. And tell the dude, the Ram fan, Rudy. He need to get off the 49. Yeah, whatever his name is, he need to stay off our chat. He need to find a Rams chat. Oh, yeah, I forgot they ain't got one. So he got to be on our chat. So, yeah, he knows who the real is. Appreciate you, Ronbo. Thanks, bro.
Have a good night, Jay. Oh, God. Hey, Steven. I love the way Rudy refers to Tommy Huxley.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Rudy, I just realized Rudy has referred to some of our members of the chat as being his brother, Tommy Huxley. Hey, Steven, you got Tommy Huxley. He does leave an impression on the haters. I think Seahawks Rain isn't here today because Tommy Huxley beat him up so bad the other day.
You know what, man? Me and Tommy Huxley, believe it or not, we run ape on Grant's show, so I give him credit to that.
All right.
But what was it? Well, right now I'm fighting off a couple of Texans fans, not Texans, Cowgirls fans.
The ordinary Cowboys fan. Is that what his name is? What a handle, right?
Ordinary
I saw Texas
Cowgirl,
Boy made a brief, but Texas Boy's blocked so many people. I don't know who he's talking to in the chat. There can't be more than 2 or 3 people.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. Yeah, we might have franchised Jimmy G for 4 years, but at least our owner isn't a dumbass that paid for a subpar QB millions upon millions of dollars more, so that way you guys can't sign anybody. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and eliminate my entire cap space for one QB who's not going to be on the team for an entire season, and let's go ahead and draft Dalton because Dalton seems like a good move.
Don't forget about the draft picks.
I hate them, man.
You know,
I'll put it like this: if you ever want to be depressed for like an entire year, be a Cowboys fan every year. That's it. Be depressed.
Hey, Steven, you know what kind of freaked me out though? Do you know the Cowboys had the best running and passing attack in the NFL? Second, they were ranked in the top 2 and 3 in both categories. I didn't notice that last year. Was it last year though? What was the year before last when the Cowboys didn't beat a team over 500? Was that the year?
That was honestly, Ronbo. I'm gonna be real with you. That sounds like every year for the Cowboys. So it's hard for me to keep track. I'm gonna be real with you. They suck that bad. I have a Cowboys friend. Every time we talk about football at the table every Sunday night, she doesn't say anything. So I'm like, all right, cool. We have a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, a Ravens fan, a 49er fan, and a Cowboys fan. And the Cowboys fan doesn't say a damn thing.
Yeah, it'll be like my family. You need a Raider fan and a Chiefs fan in there, and you can be totally pissed off at Thanksgiving and every holiday that you get together with family members, and they come in sitting there, and they come in wearing their colors. That's what I was. God, okay, look.
Man, half my family's Raider fans, so I deal with that. I just ignore them. They say pass the mashed potatoes. I just pretend like I didn't hear them.
You're right. and after dinner's over, because you're going to get in that argument, because I get my aunts, your relatives come in, don't y'all start with that stuff. Well, and then people start going home early, because it gets heated.
I know, right? But let's talk about some good stuff, something that actually has, promise and actual, birth of greatness. So the top 4, I can agree with Bosa, Kinlaw, DJ Jones, Fred Warner. We have it made on our defense. Now, D'Amico Ryan said he wanted to go at a more aggressive, fast-paced defensive, position.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to be like because we all know Robert Saleh plays really conservative with his defense. That was kind of our downfall playing against Kansas City.
Steve, you know what?
He played very conservative.
I just want to ask you a question on that, though.
Yeah.
Do you think that a conservative approach hurt us more than it helped us? Because we did rank very well. There were times when I wanted to be a little more flowing, a little more less restrictive. We're going to see the difference this year. We're going to finally get that chance. But go ahead. I'm just thinking that, man, that's an important point.
It did hurt us when we played against Kansas City. I'll say that right for just straight up. It did hurt us because on that one line drive to get the first touchdown where they did the whole 360 spin, I was like, oh, that's cute, but it worked. KC pulled out some really flashy college-like, plays, and it beat us every time. We were playing like a very man-to-man kind of, defense, playing super conservative, watch out for Mahomes, but let's leave out Tyreek Hill or Sammy Watkins. It was just one of those things that we hurt ourselves. A lot of people put the blame on Jimmy. I get it. Sometimes he had his moments where he was really bad, but you can only do so much when the defense gets figured out and your defensive coordinator decides not to switch it up.
Because you're right. Because remember, Jimmy Ward actually told everybody that they ran that play 3 times. The first time, 2 times it didn't work. The third time was the charm. I understand because every DC wants you to remain disciplined, even in high school. You got to remain disciplined, know where your spots are. You've got to, But the thing is, there are times when you should treat some of you guys like they treat K'Wan Williams, the Shark. Let them make some decisions out there sometime and be fully responsible for what happens, and they might show you something special. And I think that's what you're talking about now. We're going to see a little bit more of in this 2021 season.
I'm hoping because, we have a lot of young talent on our defense that could do a lot of damage, and I'm excited to see it. If, let's say, for instance, Nick Bosa doesn't do that well, guess who's going to take his spot? Contavious Street. We've seen what Contavious Street can do without Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
That dude's a mean dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He got a flag.
And you know what?
It was wrong against New Orleans. But you're
Contavious
right.
Street.
You can't stop him.
Because he fell on him. Like, what? What do you expect, bro? Like, you want me to, like, carry him back?
Every year
But
that rule is unnecessarily called. The man is trying to, you could see Street was trying to fall to his side. He wasn't trying to go down, and he barely fell down. I think half his body fell down on him. No, you're flagged. 15 yards. 15 yards, ref. Oh.
I know, right? Hey, but we retired one of the greatest QBs in the NFL, so I guess that's a win. But I do want to leave off on one thing. How do you feel about this possible trade collateral if they do good? So let's say, for instance, we need to get our draft picks back. We can trade off River Craycraft, Jermichael Hasty, Josh Rosen if he does good, and Contavious Street if they do good. Who do you, out of those four, who do you think we're going to get the most draft capital for?
Oh, you got to wait till the season ends, though, to see what the kind of numbers they put up. If I had to call them right now, Craycraft, Street, who was the other two guys? Josh Rosen.
Oh, Hasty and Rosen.
Well, you're not going to get anything for Rosen or Hasty, not because we've got too many running backs. I think he's going to be on the bench. Street could be interesting. Let's see what he does this year, because he's, like you're saying, he's just untapped potential that had a knee injury that's getting better. We're going to see. Good. I stayed good food for thought. Who's the other guy?
Rosen. I feel like he's also untapped potential because everything he's been on has been bad. But he's doing good.
More of him. I agree. I need to see more of him, and then we'll see what happens. All right, fam. We're going to go, and I'll see you tomorrow. Huh? All right, Steven. Good stuff.
See you tomorrow, man.
All right. Looking forward. Have a good night. There's Steven. Steven's one of the enforcer teams. Tommy Huxley, 49er Empire, 49er Faithful. Guys are doing great work. Keep it up. And some of the other folks, too. It's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. So, get out of here, man. And by the way, show.
Yes, sir.
My investigation reveals I kind of believe JJ. I don't think it's him. I would have bet money it was.
Well, I would do further investigation and not conclude it just yet. All you have to do is do a little IT work, and you'll find out where the location of that account is. Your answer will be revealed.
JJ! Uh-oh. It looks like Scotland Yard has gotten involved. I didn't know that, JJ. Did you lie to me?
Anyways.
Okay.
With that being said, before I get to tonight's subject matter, Mr. President, can the representative from California have 2 minutes added to his time to defend himself from the call made previously earlier?
Okay. Go ahead, Joe. So needs out of time. All right, go ahead, Joe.
I have to defend my resume because whatever I say, the opposite doesn't always not happen, according to what Joe said earlier. I have to defend myself from that because in 2017, Ronbo, when I first called into your show and did a mock draft and a Red and Gold GM episode with you, I had us signing Marquise Goodwin, which is a win, obviously, for me. So that's 1-0. And I also had us taking a defensive end in the first round, which we did. With the exception, we took the wrong one in Solomon Thomas. I thought we all thought the Browns were going to go quarterback with the first overall pick.
I did think
that
he was
year
going to do better, though. But
yeah, and believe it or not, the 49ers did have Myles Garrett number 1 on their board, according to Peter King, when he sat in the war room with him in 2017.
Oh God, yes.
So I had to stick in Myles Garrett that year. We just unfortunately took the wrong defensive end. And in 2018. I had predicted we were going to go offense in the first 2 rounds, which we did. We needed a tackle due to the departure of Trent Brown, so I had to stick in Colton Miller because I had no idea who Mike McGlinchey was at the time. He wasn't even popping up on anybody's radar. That was a totally out of left field choice at number 9.
Yeah.
Colton Miller was the best tackle in that draft, and I also had to stick in a guard, Will Hernandez, by trading up into the second to the first round. Yeah. And so that was the year I predicted Fred Warner as well. So that's pretty much
true.
And in 2019, that was obviously a miss and a loss for me. I admit it. I called in and admitted that right away, and that's that. And 2020 was a little bit of that was a weird year for all of us.
Yeah.
That was a pandemic year, you know.
Yeah, nobody.
So we needed a receiver and we needed a center, and I had us taking a center because of Richburg's situation, and I also
Which is
had us
still
taking a receiver.
something we need to do, but yeah, we got to wait till next year. But,
Yeah, absolutely. And 2021, obviously, we all knew that we needed a quarterback, and Mac Jones. You all but agreed with me on everything I said. I was being objective.
I know I
was
did.
being
I ain't gonna lie.
objective.
I thought it was gonna be Mac Jones.
So based on the history of Kyle Shanahan's quarterback preferences and who he has had in the past, but the wrong quarterback was taken. There was only two people on here that wanted Trey Lance. That was you and Phil, and that's that. So yeah. So I and as far as college goes, Ronbo, you defer to me a lot.
No, I do.
When you're wondering about college football players and things like that, because I'm very knowledgeable about that.
And I will continue to do so. JJ JJ's just, he's for betting's sake on games and things like that.
Yeah.
I would imagine he can't be talking about all personnel.
Yeah.
Because Show comes up with some good picks. Yeah. So,
and I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not dumb or an idiot. I know football. I love football.
Yeah.
And so I mean, you know what I mean? It's just hard to predict when your team gets better.
Yeah.
You know? So anyways, but for tonight's subject matter, I do see us being our defense being at the 2019 level, top 2, top 3, as time progresses. I think they'll bail us out a few games. And then that's when Trey Lance is going to start. We're going to start seeing more of Trey Lance, I believe, by the bye week. After the bye week, I think it's when Trey Lance will make his debut. Our defense is going to be 2 by then, I'm going to predict. Top 2 by then, top 3 by then.
You think our defense is
because of our front four
a few times? So then you're predicting our offense to kind of fail?
They kind of start out slow in the beginning of the year, every season, Ronbo. And that's always our defense that has to bail us out a couple of times every now and then. But I do believe that we're going to be in the top 2, top 3 come bye week. Everybody's going to be healthy, and Nick Bosa is going to have double-digit sacks. Ebukam, how do you pronounce his last name?
Oh yeah, you know what? I just call him Embry. I can't pronounce. I gave up on his last name.
I'm not. He's a newbie. He's kind of like a rookie, a newbie coming to a defense that's a little bit different than the Rams. So I'm not. He's going to be good, but I'm not going to predict anything for him right now.
Not just yet, because you know what, Joe? You and I agree about wide receivers and defensive backs. They normally come in as failures in the first year. It just takes a while to get used to the speed or something. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, that's usually the case. And he'll do well, but he ain't going to be able to scare nobody.
Yeah,
Lattimore over in New Orleans.
The person we got from the Rams, we got from the Rams are both talking about, right? That's who I'm talking about. I'm not predicting anything from him. Yeah, I'm not predicting anything from him just right out of the bat just yet. It's too early for that. He just got here, so. And as far as Dee Ford goes, I'm sort of 50-50 on that. They don't ever give us. They're not clear to us when it comes to their health updates and everything like that.
Because they don't know what to say, and that's what worries me. You know, I have
the same thing.
It leaves us to our own imagination, and I think he's really struggling.
The same thing with Jalen Hurd. I mean, they're not so clear about his status. I mean, I can't put any stock into Jalen Hurd because we don't know how healthy he is. Last we heard, he's still rehabbing from his knee injury in August.
And that's
not good.
So they just said it the other day.
That's not good.
Oh, hey, you know what?
I know that's not good. That's not good if you're still rehabbing from an injury in August when Nick Bosa is already up and running and ready to go.
I wish Jalen would have went and trained in Florida with Nick, and everybody's got a leg problem.
With Nick, yeah.
Work out with Nick, you know? God. Anyway.
And that's kind of why I'm bummed that we didn't get Julio, because we need depth at wide receiver, because God forbid if Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel goes out for a while, we have nobody. Nobody.
Oh. Don't even speak
that
of this.
That scares me.
So we're out of time. Good stuff as usual. Let me back tomorrow looking for you, all right? Because the more show we get,
Yeah,
the
for
better.
sure. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care, fam. Shout out to the TNT fam. Y'all have a great night, and
You too.
go Niners.
Night show.
All right. Take care.
There he is. And Ellis.
Ronbo, what's going on, fam?
Are we too early? Because Ellis, usually you're in the midst of doing something. You need some more time? You okay?
No, I'm good. Everything's good now.
All right, Phil. Because,
Appreciate it.
we're sitting here going over the potential of that defensive line, and it just, boy, Ellis, if they could just stay on the field, and that offensive line, same goes in. But tonight I was looking at Ebukam, and I called him the key to the success because the rest of those guys will be fine. But they still need one guy down there to represent on the other edge, right? And so Phil has informed me that Dee Ford is going to play. I want to take Phil's words. I'm going to believe it. I am. Me and Show just sound like we don't believe it, but I'm going to believe it. Dee Ford is going to show up this year, and the 49ers are bluffing with us. Jalen Hurts is not sitting around with a swollen knee, and Dee Ford is not running around saying, my back, coach, I got to sit down. I think that may just be, for whatever reason, a smokescreen to fool other teams into thinking we ain't got nobody to work some certain spots on the field. So with that defense, I'm going to go ahead and give D double-digit sacks. I'm going to give Javon Kinlaw, I haven't figured that out yet. But I figured 5. If I can get 5 from Kinlaw, I'll be happy. And I got Eric Armstead back in the pink again. He'll get at least 10 minimum. And Nick Bosa is going to be in double digits. And then there's going to be some sacks coming from some other guys. And we're going to blitz and do a lot of other things this year and send them quarterback blitzes and things like that. I think we may be at 46. We need to eclipse 46. Ellis, can we do it? And then, of course, how do you feel about missing out on the sweepstakes that included Julio Jones?
I'm really not that disappointed in the Julio thing. I kind of figured he was going to go to the AFC team. Long as he wasn't, going to be in the NFC, I ain't worried about it. We'll see him at the end, if they make it. But, anyway, with that one, I'm not really concerned. But as far as the defense, I think we'll do real well. I think Ebukam or
call him Sosa. It's easy.
Everybody keeps saying Ebukam. That brother is African, man. He has like a foundation and some nonprofits and stuff like that. His name is not. They may be. I think they're tarnishing his name, and he probably just not correcting him. But it's a certain way you pronounce that brother's last name.
Yeah.
He probably. There's a certain way you pronounce that brother's last name. He has African heritage, inheritance and heritage, and has all kind of things going on out there. Like I said, foundation wise. So
different romanization.
I hate that we can't get the clarity on it, so we can just say it right for one. If we can just get it right one good time and hear how we're supposed to say it, so then we're not always trying to say it 3 or 4 times to get it right and get the one. But shout out to that brother, though, Sosa, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him, Ronbo. I think we'll get at least 5 or 6 out of him minimum. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the minimum.
I gave 8.
Yeah. And everything else, we'll take pressures. We'll take everything else that he'll give us, high energy and, stuff like that, and just become a problem. We'll take all of that. And I don't think Eric Armstead. I don't see Eric Armstead getting double digits. That would be great. And I champion, you seeing that for him. But I don't see Armstead getting that many, fans.
I tell you though, they're not gonna be able to double team.
He'll get half. He'll get half, and he better get half. He better get half that. He should get no less than 7, 8. But I like the fact that we got now Nick back. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And let's just get everybody into the season. Let's get to week 3 or 4. I mean, I feel like we waited all off season, and then we got to week 1 and we were all excited, and then everybody started going down. So it's like we got deflated. You know what I mean from that. So I don't want to get too excited, but I just want us to see what we can all, what we can gain from having everybody healthy on the defensive side of the ball. Dee Ford getting double digit sacks. That's rich coming off of that injury. Considering he only probably played like 15% of the game. Remember last year or the year before he only played 20%. So he'll probably play 15 or between 10 and 15% of the snaps.
Hey,
you know,
Ellis,
if we get
wait.
a decent.
Didn't you
yes,
get
sir.
8 sacks that year, and he didn't play most of the year?
And he played 8 games, I think. I think he only played 8-9 games, and he got a sack, or 10 games. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Yeah, he barely played, and he still got all those sacks. So Dee Ford is good for that third down and for those times when they do use him. And so I think with a light load and, you know, with restrictions, you know, Dee Ford, we can get some benefits off of him, you know, coming into that, and definitely in those downs where he was dominant. But I don't think he'll get double digit. But that, I mean, if we can get him for 16 games, absolutely. We should get nothing less than 10, if not more, from the Dee Ford. If he plays a full season, that's without question, fam. So
that's been my question.
We'll be in the 50s. We should be in the 50s, fam. By the, you know, if we got a healthy defensive line, we in the 50s, no problem.
Agreed.
I don't know.
You know, because
that's just
46 is the mark. Okay, and in 2019 we had 46. So now this unit, if they can stay on the field all year, and we lost some bodies that year too. Rodney.
That's what I was going to say. We didn't even have our healthiest defensive line. Exactly. That's why I'm saying with a full health, we should be in the 50s. But you know, again, we'll start there. I'll take the 46. I agree and say yes, absolutely. I think. You know, we'll even have a secondary sack or two. You know, I mean, we have one from KK.
I figured as much. Because D'Amico's going to play a
so.
different kind of defense, so you're going to get those guys probably picking up a sack or two, maybe more than 2 or 3 of them too. Yeah, we're almost out of time, but listen, I want to ask you a question about how many. Make a prediction, and this is just one of those things where it's just unnecessary, but it's fun to do. How many games does Julio play for the Titans this year?
Yeah, I didn't even get to speak. Oh yeah, I did say the Julio thing. See how quick that left my mind. I forgot I even responded to that initially at the beginning.
You did,
but yeah, no, I know. That's what I was saying. I had forgot. That's why it was so unimportant.
This is just one of those.
But yeah, but no, I hear what you're saying, though, fam. Yeah. I think Julio will probably get a good. I smell it. He might get 8-9. He might get 8-9 games. You know, the ball. He might get 8-9 games, boss.
Chat, you know what? Because I want to give us a better feeling of what we missed out on and didn't give up a whole lot of assets for. The Titans gave up way more than I would have. So therefore,
Corey Davis and A.J. Brown. That was the other Tennessee receiver I was talking about the other night when I said that Tennessee guy, and I couldn't remember his name. When you were saying Corey Davis, they went to the Jets. No, it was the other one, A.J. Brown, that big boy that was over there getting busy that we could have picked up in the draft too. So, man, they about to do some dirt over there.
I had him in my draft that year. I wanted A.J. Brown. Everybody wanted Debo or I wanted DK. A.J. Brown was my second list, and Debo was somewhere in the list, but. Fam, we got to go.
You missed out on DK and AJ. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, sir. Anyway, yeah, man.
See you tomorrow.
We're going to be all right, though, yeah. Shout out to you, Brother Ronbo. Thank you for the platform, as always, man. You know, shout out to the chat, man, the good guys out there, man, keeping it lit. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe right now. We're trying to get up to 27,000, y'all, and hopefully about 50K by the end of the year. Show some love.
Thanks.
Peace.
Ellis, always appreciate you. Have a great night, fam. There goes Ellis. The standard for one of the best dads around. Hey, Mike.
Yo, Ronbo.
Mike, man, we're sitting here bragging on our defensive line and their potential. And, you know, you name your stars that you predict are going to be doing the most damage this year in that defensive front. And, you know, the Julio thing, now that it's over, you know, give me a prediction on how many games you predict Julio to play. Are you fine with Julio not coming to San Francisco and that type of thing? What's on your mind about that as well?
I told you he was going to go to the AFC.
Yeah, and he did. We got lucky on that. Because I don't want to see Julio.
Yeah, but we still have to fuck with him. But I don't care how many games he plays, as long as he doesn't play that Thursday night. I don't need him trying to spoil our season or some shit.
That's a Thursday night game?
Yeah.
We wait till the end of the season to play a Thursday nighter? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a long travel too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think though Bosa and the boys, goal rush is going to heat.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if Bosa's going to be wearing a brace or not during games. Because when he's pulling that sled, he's running full speed. Doesn't look like he's going to need a brace, but you know how they kind of protect these guys when they first come off of injury.
And as long as it doesn't hamper him or slow him down. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy's got a light brace. They've got braces now that are like supportive but flexible, so maybe that'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, though. Can you imagine, though, if we can get Ford healthy and Ryans can throw little 3-4 wrinkles in there? We have Kinlaw, Armstead, and Bosa, and then Ford and Ebukam, or however you say it, on the edges.
I just, if Dee can play, Mike, that just makes all the difference in the world. If he can play, well, now we're invincible. That's too much for any team to have to deal with.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith, though, because it's always something. He had knee bursitis, then he pulled a hammy, then he hurt his back.
Don't forget the calf. That started the season out, and that migrated to his neck, and then his back went out. Sounds like old age to me. But you know what? Dee, how old is Dee? Is he 30?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. At any rate,
I know we paid him a big bunch of bucks to not give us a lot of production.
I know.
Yeah, it's going to be all about the lines. Our offensive line after Richburg went down, and then Garland subbed in for him, and then Pearson wasn't that dependable.
And then Garland couldn't.
Jimmy can't take all the blame.
Couldn't recover. I know. Yeah.
So Alex Matthew, he's going to be helping Jimmy out a lot with the protections and stuff.
Oh yeah. And
he's a pro in that system. There's no learning curve for him.
Yeah, that's such a plus. And now you got a legitimate guys circling around Alex Mack as well. So I look for good things from the offensive line. Mike?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm still here.
So we'll be fine. Offensively, yes. But that defensive line, I understand in camp the report is that defensive line is looking spry, a little crazy. May have to calm them down when we start scrimmaging against our own offense. It's funny because you imagine the guys got, the quarterback's got the black jerseys on, and guys are running by them, missing them by inches, and Kyle's probably yelling, "Hey guys, that's too close. That's too close." Fred, Jesus Christ, that's too close. I can see it now. Because they're fired up. I heard. I can't wait to see this.
So how do you feel about Greenlaw? You think he's a sideline guy?
Oh, very much so. That was his forte. His lateral speed is amazing. So Fred's already know.
Bro, he makes some serious clutch plays like that pick he had in the Seattle game. The goal line stop, the pick in the
Mike,
Super Bowl. I thought he was going to take to the house.
Mike, say that again about the Hawks, because Joseph Smiley's in here.
Joseph Clownboy?
Yeah. Mention that play again. I like that. What did you think about that
play?
Yeah,
it was a one-handed pick on a key red zone possession.
Yeah. How about that standing him up at the line of scrimmage, having the wherewithal to use your upper body to drag the Hollister's upper body down to the dirt before he leans over and crosses the plane.
Another failure at the goal line. Huh. Pete Carroll kind of has a knack for that, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Bosa! Get used to it. We're going to be hearing it a lot this year. All right, I'm going to let you go. Let the other callers get in. Shout out to the production. Shout out to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, Mike.
Bring that energy.
All right, fam. We'll do it. I love when he does that. Good night, Mike.
Good night.
Oh, God. See, so, none of these teams have really anything they can get. Seattle can't say anything to us about what's gone on in the past years. But for the last 2 or 3 years, it has not been good feeling for the Hawks trying to eat 49er meat. It just isn't working. It's just been kind of disappointment after disappointment. Sending them to the wild card game, oh, God, that was sweet. Especially the fashion we did. Russo!
What's up, Bravo?
Russo, I don't know. I just got into clowning mode. I'm inspired by those comedians that come into our chat, minding their
I'm trolling tonight.
business, you know. So I like to take shots at them whenever we can. But Russo, talking real football, you can take a shot at him if you like to. But talking real football, I'd love to get your observations on that front four and what you expect from them. And also, are you okay with not getting Julio? There are some people that are still hurt about that.
Yeah, the whole Julio thing. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. I heard some news that Jalen Hurd was expected to play, and honestly, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "We're not getting Julio." But of course, I wanted him.
Tie that together.
I totally wanted him. 100%. I want Julio Jones. I still want Julio Jones.
Everybody wanted him.
But they gave up too much to get Trey Lance, and ultimately, it will be worth it. So it's okay.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Not many teams can say, "Hey, we have a quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo who's been to a Super Bowl, who's 24-8, who's proven he can win. Yeah, he's got some injury concerns, but now we got a fallback option who is the future of the team." So it's okay. And the Julio thing, at least he went to the AFC. The same thing Kyle Shanahan said today. He went to that NASCAR thing. He's like, "Look, at least he's not in the division. He's not in the NFC." Yeah, do we play Tennessee on the road on a Thursday night? Yeah.
I didn't look at that. Jesus.
We do. We got to face Julio in Tennessee. It's like week 14 or something like that. Off the top of my head, I might be off, but
16.
Okay, week 16. I know it's towards the end of the year.
Maybe the season's over.
Yeah.
Maybe we got it wrapped up, and we don't need to be concerned about that. And no matter what happens, we can go to week 17 and we're fine.
That's possible, but also the other way to look at it is Julio's injury concerns are soft tissue injuries. The dude doesn't like.
Yes. How many games do you predict Julio to play?
I got him playing 15. I got him missing one random game and then week 18. That's how I see it. They rest him for the playoffs because
Julio's muscles are not able to take that
playoffs.
strain he puts on him anymore because he moves at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And his muscles have gotten to the point where they can't handle that speed. So I'm giving Julio 9 games. So, yeah.
9? Okay, that's a little low. But you got to look at it this way. He played his whole career in a dome, and now he's got to go to the East Coast outdoors. It's going to be cold, right? There's other things that go into it.
I forgot about that.
And you could be perfectly fine. You could have no injury at all, and then it gets cold. You're tight. Things happen.
Twang.
So, yeah, it could go either way. You get hurt in pregame warm-up sometimes. Look at James Harden. Did you watch the NBA last night? The dude got hurt in the first play of the game. Pulled his hamstring.
See,
and
that's inside of a hot gym facility. Basketball, there's no sweat that pours off a body more than when you're playing basketball. And he pulled a muscle?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So, I'm a little bummed about the Julio thing, but now that when you really sit back and think about it and remove what you want and what you feel and what you hope for, and you just think, logically, it's probably better off that we didn't give away more draft capital, commit all of our salary cap, because there's a lot of things that are going to need to happen. We need to extend Fred Warner. We're going to have to worry about Nick Bosa in 3 years, right? You don't know what's going to happen with other guys along this team. Like, what's up with Javon Kinlaw in 4 years? What's going to happen with maybe Jason Verrett next year? Emmanuel Mosley? Jimmy Ward might turn around and have a Pro Bowl season, right? So all of a sudden you got all these, Dre Greenlaw, there's things to think about. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where
too, Russo. You're getting a lot of teams you like to get rid of
star
for a year.
I don't care.
I'm just saying, if you're going to give up a lot of assets, though, because we took a bath on Emmanuel Sanders, round 2 and 3, and he lasted for a few weeks and out of here. Oh, that's too expensive.
But Tennessee gave up a second and a fourth, and they did like a pick swap. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, if it just cost a second-round pick, the Niners could have easily done it.
I can live with
easily. And I don't understand he's 32, but I'm not looking for 10 years out of Julio Jones. Give me 2. Give me 2 elite seasons. Give me 1 Super Bowl. That's all I want is 1 Super Bowl.
In fact, I would have.
I haven't seen a Super Bowl since I was 8 years old.
I would have pissed him off though. I said, Julio, you know what? I'm going to play you sparingly for the first 6 to 8 weeks. What? Yeah. See, we need you toward the end of the season, midway and through the end. So if we can get that out of you, we're going to be fully satisfied. You're going to be happy because you're going to have involvement in the Super Bowl. Are you with me? And he's not going for it, but I definitely propose it. I'll give you a little extra money.
and like, okay, so like the first part of your question, like, I know what you're really talking about is like the Niners D line and stuff like that, basically. And I'll tell you what, like one guy that everyone gets really frustrated with, and rightfully so, because he got a bunch of money. He had a big year in his contract year, and then last year he had a down year. The guy that I'm telling you, he is not a number 1 defensive lineman. He is not a number 2 defensive lineman. But when you give this man single coverage, you can move him inside, you move him outside. I really believe that Eric Armstead is going to have another big season for us. Yeah. I see him having at least 8 sacks this year. All he needs is Nick Bosa healthy on the outside. Now he's got Javon Kinlaw. Yeah, Javon Kinlaw is not DeForest Buckner, but he's I really think he's going to take a year. Yes, he's going to raise some hell. You can already tell he's in better shape. He's got the OTAs. He's going to have a preseason. He's going to have the full offseason. The COVID restriction policies have lessened. I really believe that Eric Armstead is going to be the guy that everybody this year falls in love with all over again. And you're seeing him do the belly rub. You're going to see it all the time. I really believe that Eric Armstead is going to show you why the Niners gave him that money. I think that. I really do.
Because one-on-one,
I don't think he's an elite Pro Bowler.
No.
Yeah, he's not an elite Pro Bowl talent, but when you give the man single coverage and he's not relied upon as to be the guy, the main guy on the line, he's a really, really good player. And, when he gets double coverage and you're expecting things from him, that's when you get let down.
Yeah, it's true. He proved that last year.
So,
and don't put him on the edge. Please don't put Eric Armstead outside. He just
I like him inside. I definitely want him to be inside, but he's the type of guy that, in given situations, you can put him outside, depending on the sub packages or what you're doing.
And Russo, first, second down, Eric Armstead is excellent at setting the edge. Just don't have him rushing the quarterback out there. So,
Right.
Anyway, Russo, we already ran the clock. Let's see tomorrow if you get a chance. It's always fun to hear from you because we don't get enough air. Russo.
All right. Hey, and Don Burr, you better have my $50 when the Niners smack down the Lions week 1 because I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to get absolutely smoked.
God, I can't believe
7-point dogs in preseason. You're the biggest dog going into week 1 already.
He made that bet? Are you serious? My God.
He bet $50.
Oh, no. He must have surplus cash. All right.
No, he's just gonna. You'll just never see him again. But it's all good. It happened to Dre Berry too. Where'd Dre Berry go? I mean, shit, that motherfucker owes me $100 for over a year now.
He never paid you. Oh, God.
Yeah, I told him we were taking Kinlaw, and he was like, "No, we're taking Henry Ruggs." Like, all right, bro.
I was with him on that. I wanted
Ruggs. It is what it is.
I didn't make any bets. All right, fam. Russo, I'll talk to you later. Have a great night.
Have a good
one. Oh, God. Did Russo just call Dre on MF? See, that's why I don't bet. And people on Twitter, Ronbo, take the bet. Take the bet. I don't bet, dude. And people don't want to believe you when you say that. Hey, Eric.
What's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, we're just sitting here, like I was saying, we're just loving our defensive line. I'm already making predictions now. I say we get over 46 or over sacks this year on that unit. Well, team unit. I mean, 46 sacks minimum. I've already got Ebukam. Between Ebukam and Dee Ford, Dee Ford's playing. Shoot, you know what? Let me raise that number. I see 15 sacks between those two. I don't know who's going to get the most at minimum. Javon Kinlaw, I'm hoping for 5 because at some point teams are going to start doubling teaming and having the linebacker. I mean, they're going to have to do everything they can to stop him. I got a feeling the guy's going to go off crazy this year. He's a big, strong kid. Right? So then you got Eric Armstead now is watching all this. Hey, anybody going to block me? I'm going to get your quarterback, and he's going to go get him. And so I'm giving Eric Armstead 10 sacks this year minimum. And then Nick, you can't double team the whole front. They're going to try, and there's not going to be anybody left. That's why Eric's going to get to eat so much. And so I got Nick coming in at double digits, but I figure it's going to be about 11 because he's going to really command a lot of attention. And the rest of the guys around, corner safety blitzes and corner blitzes and things like that, linebackers, Fred's going to get a few. I've got it all figured out, 46 and above. And Eric, give me some on that. And also, are you okay with no JJ in San Francisco. And all right, go ahead.
I mean, for the defensive line thing, I think we're fine on D line now. With Bosa, I don't expect Bosa to come back. Like what he was last year, like in the beginning of the season. I think it's gonna take him a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
And then he'll get going. And then I'm expecting Kinlaw to have at least 8 sacks. I think that guy's gonna be really good. I think Eric Armstead. I don't think he's gonna reach double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
But I know he's gonna be a big force in the run game, like massive. And that does not sound right. And I think as for like Julio Jones, I like how we didn't give up picks though. I mean, it would have been really nice to have Julio, but in the long run, it's gonna be a lot better.
Because he's so.
And as for what the previous caller was saying, he was saying like all the guys were gonna have to pay soon, and he's right. I mean, if we're picking up someone like Julio, we're gonna lose some of those players, and it's actually a good thing that we have those picks so that we can draft more players. A second round pick is almost a starter. Yeah. We already know how good.
And Julio's probably going to ask for another contract next year. Everybody anticipates next year with the Titans, especially if the Titans don't win, Julio's going to start saying things like, well, I'm going to have to renegotiate my contract, right? If y'all didn't have me, you wouldn't have had no offense. Because Julio knows what he's worth, Do you know his average is 95 yards a game, his lifetime average? That's better than Rice. The man is a miracle. So, you got to pay him a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the reason the Titans got him was because they were Corey Davis's his 50-year option was around $15.9 million, and they're only paying Julio $15.3. So it was
not a big savings
upgrade.
But Julio is way better than Corey, and I picked Corey in my draft that year. So
yeah.
So and that hurt. But they needed to pad that. So they had to do it.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say a couple things on the Seahawks real quick.
Go ahead in.
Let me just say this.
Pay attention. All right, go ahead.
I'll say this. Okay, the first 7 weeks of football, they play a potential playoff team. And the first 7 weeks, they play the Colts, Titans, Vikings, Niners, Rams, Steelers, and Saints. That's 7 potential playoff teams. They can easily go 0-7 in the first couple weeks. Literally.
Yeah.
And they get after that they play the Jaguars, which I think is going to be a win for them. But then they play the Packers, Cardinals, Washington, Niners, Rams.
Hey, look out
Bears,
for Washington.
Cardinals
Look out for Washington. That defense is tough.
Yeah, and they don't have an offensive line. There's 14 losable games for the Seahawks right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Why are you guys even speaking, bro?
They're not picked to do well. Although, every year teams are not picked to do. The Rams weren't supposed to do as well as they did last year. So we're going to see. Like Kyle Shanahan says, those power rankings are for some of the teams you think that are going to not do well on your schedule are the ones you need to look out for. So, the Hawks are going to be competitive. That's Pete Carroll's. Oh, Eric, I hate to say it.
And you're right, yeah.
Boneheaded mistakes in big games. He's a damn good coach. He gets his best out of it. He gets good play out of players that don't have any good play in them. You know what I mean? So, and they got their best cornerback though. They weren't good against the pass last year. I don't see them being good against the pass this year either.
Yeah, and you're right about Pete Carroll. A couple years ago, he was up there with Belichick and making players that they got from Walmart and made him really good. So I mean, yeah, I'll give him credit for that. But at this point, I actually can see 14 losable games right here. Now, do I think they're going to lose 14 games? No, but I wouldn't be a Seahawks fan in this chat right now.
Yeah, no,
we have the easiest schedule in the West.
I know, right?
I don't know why they're even in here speaking.
Eric, I do worry about with that easy schedule. 49ers, I don't want them to get soft, though. You remember that year, 2019, we had to go through something they call a gauntlet. How many years? Because when you got to go through through New Orleans and Green Bay and Baltimore, all in the same stretch, and you come out 2 out of 3. Now you're battle tested and you're just tough. That's why that was one of the things that actually forged the 49ers into the machine that they became. So, I think it's too soft this year. I don't want guys assing around, though. When it comes to time to get tough in the playoffs, don't be surprised, So, we'll see what happens.
And I'll be honest, I think we had the easiest playoff route. Like, during that Super Bowl year, we had to play 2 NFC North teams. They're garbage. We beat the shit out of the Packers, and then we played the Vikings. Like, it could have been way different. We could have played the Eagles, Saints, and then I think Seahawks, right? Somewhere around there. That could have been completely different.
The Seahawks, I think we're done with the Seahawks as far as their domination. So, we might have been all right. We beat them in that game. Was might as well be a playoff when we sent them Hollister to the dirt inches away from a touchdown, which would have ruined that game. But, Eric, good stuff, man. Look, we're going to go. I'm going to Monday night, looking for you, all right?
All right, Ronbo.
All right,
I'll see you then.
Looking forward.
All right, later.
Night, Eric. Oh, God. It's fun to take shots at the Hawks. Because Rudy is, the Rams are not fun to take shots at because the Rams are, they're just awful, I mean, they're not awful, but we don't have any problem with them, But for bizarre reasons, and mostly Russell Wilson, we do have issues with the Hawks. It's never an easy game, And if we win, we have to win in the fourth quarter. And when you get into the fourth quarter situation with the Hawks, now the refs will get involved. Unbelievably so, they'll do it every time, and they will make a controversial call. I can still remember every last bad call that we've had with the Hawks down through the years, and I am still livid about that call they made in 2019. We got Ben Garland downfield with another guy 20, 30 yards away from the play. The ref is down there throwing the flag on Garland. I said, oh, that had nothing to do with anything at the line of scrimmage. Ref, what are you doing? 49ers, blah, 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 blah. That's an automatic first down. Oh, you son of a... Okay, there's no point in getting worked up about that again, is there? Sometimes I take myself through stresses that are uncalled for. Okay, I'm sorry. Back. Jason, get in here, man. Let's talk some civilized football. Jason. Jason, your audio on? Jason may not have an audio. I see you, Jason. Oh, there you are. You got it on now.
How about now?
Yeah, that works. Jason,
now?
Always, I can hear you clearly. Yeah, you're cool now.
Oh, okay. That
always...
rivalry is Russell Wilson, man.
I know, man.
Russ.
He will cause stress for 4 quarters. When you think you got it,
Russ and our field goals. Our defense keeps us in it. Mm-hmm. Our inconsistency on offense keeps them, in it. Mm-hmm. Our defense usually get like Greenlaw. He catches the interception, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That should be game over down there. But all this field goal stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Russ is a beast.
We tend to lead them for the last 2 or 3 years. We tend to lead them, and for some reason they come back on us.
I think it has more to do with our offensive style of coaching. The same thing we've seen in the Super Bowl. We go away from what works. We have troubles in the 3 and outs. Robbie Gold has made his money. We've made him earn that check. Robbie Gold. A lot of field goals, you know what I'm saying? Relying on the field goal. A lot of that's been going on. But what I wanted to point out about Julio Jones, he's from the Jerry Rice. There's only one Jerry Rice, but as far as body, shape, he's trained with T.O. There's only like DK Metcalf, Rice, T.O. Out of receivers, as far as supreme shape. So to put it in perspective, he's 10 years younger than Jerry Rice was when Rice retired.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And then there's no contact now. You can't hit the receiver anymore. So why shouldn't he be a good, have a good 5 years left? I think he'll be all right. He's going to.
There is that.
Hopefully he'll play. I want to see that. We could have got him though for a second round pick. I think we should have went for it.
Yeah.
Win now. Just to deal with the salary cap ramifications in the offseason. You know what I'm saying?
know. The league would be so much different without that. I just wonder what teams would be like. Dallas would have everybody, though, because Jerry Jones, he don't care how much money he spent.
Yeah, but then you got the turnover. So I can respect what we're doing in that regard. Is the turnover. Jed York has said this, that we're trying to have long-term quality teams on that field. So to do that, like that 94 team, it was like, oh, Dion, Ken Norton, we had Bard Nunn and Ricky Waters. Then you disband that real quick. One win, and then it's back to. So if we could just keep our core guys together and do what Belichick did, which is, okay, you got guys like DeForest Buckner. We can't pay him. It's all about money. Somebody just mentioned, why did this Emmanuel Sanders? I was reading on Twitter that Emmanuel Sanders was a good pickup, and why didn't we retain him? He went to go get paid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we can't afford to pay these guys. We couldn't really afford Julio when you really think about it. But for a 1-year deal, I say this is like a Super Bowl year for us. If we get some health going on, we can stay healthy.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Oh, it's hard. And this has been going on for years too, Jason. This is just now started.
What, the injuries?
Yeah, we was Harbaugh. A whole team got wiped out, and it's just never been right since we've been at Levi Stadium. There's something really wrong with that real estate, fam. I'm telling you, man.
Somebody, what's this guy's name? Cone.
Grant, yeah.
Grant Cone made a good point. Sometime I heard him say, our physical trainers, some assistant trainer from Minnesota State or something. Like, he named a school. He's like, let's look into the track record of the trainer. Like, what's going on? And it was saying, like, basically we're taking shortcuts with the trainers and stuff, which but I don't know. There's Jason, a lot of injuries.
Jason, do you know that group we have in there, they call a sports science team, they apply theories and techniques and things that should actually be applicable, because the thing is, they used to work with a hockey team, and they kept that team on the floor. That's the only reason why Lynch went after him. Because if you can keep a hockey team on the floor, you should be able to keep a football team on the floor.
Ronbo, what we're dealing with is cleats, sticking your foot in that dirt. You're a football guy. Moving at high speeds. Those guys are sliding and gliding. Yeah, you're going to need some body contact. But with the knee injuries and the grass, like we played on some field last year with a whole bunch of guys. We were complaining like,
Jersey,
this field.
Meadowlands?
Yeah.
They put that,
so I'm saying,
a new surface down. Why did we have to run into that kind of bad luck? Oh, man.
I just want to make one point, too, about our D-line, since that was the topic. That DeForest Buckner and Armstead seemed to be in the hot seat at one point. Then they got Bosa, Dee Ford, Then all of a sudden, Eric Armstead comes alive. Buckner comes alive. So I think the key to all of that lies on that. Like that three, with Buckner, not Buckner, Kinlaw now, which, he's a big guy in there. He's going to command some attention. Armstead's going to command it. And then Bosa keeps everybody honest. So now you put Arden Key and these other guys, Ebukam, and we still got, not Jordan, Willis. This guy, Willis is somebody got to look at this guy. 6'6" dude. Big edge rusher guy. Tall, kind of. Maybe he can do something. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hope so, because I don't want that other side to be weak. And we're like unbalanced in the attack, because that's good. Teams are gonna take advantage of that.
Remember that guy Hyder? I like Hyder.
He's over in
Seattle. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
We got to talk about him again. We got to go now.
All right, man.
Get back in the
moment. All right, brother.
I'll tell you about that. Boy, I want to. Man,
all right.
Hyder. All right, Phil.
Monday Night Raw is on, right?
You're damn right. Looking forward to seeing you
all
too.
Right. All right, brother. Phil. Peace.
All right. It's Jason, and we stay out on the East Coast, 347 New York.
What up, Ronbo? It's the Iceman on a different number.
Ice, you remind me of me a few years back. You're on the lam, ain't you? I ain't gonna tell nobody who you are.
Nah, I ain't on the lam. Nah, I just got my work phone.
Oh, okay.
My other phone, I left my other phone in the car, so I had to go in the house. I didn't feel like go get my other phone.
Well, I'm glad to hear from you. Right.
How you doing, bro? Everything good?
Yeah, I'm sitting back here laughing because I'm glad. I have to tell you, man, the Julio conversation was getting on my nerves. We was having every time I open up every time I look at my notification, there's some Julio, more Julio, more Julio, and I said, Julio, man,
And it is aggravating
go
too.
ahead.
I dig that, man. I dig
I do
the
too.
same too. I'm feeling the same way.
But it was making me crazy. Our name was always involved in every football player that's anybody. The 49ers names always comes up, even if the 49ers ain't got nothing to do with the media puts us in there anyway. So that leaves that you and me, we're sitting there thinking, is it true? So, of course, if you think Julio was coming, you get all excited, right? So now we find out, ain't no need to get excited. He's going to Tennessee. Okay, fine. I can move on with my life now. Yeah. So, yeah. So you give me a feeling on that. And also that defensive line and your predictions on that. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I got you, player. First thing of all, I'll start off with Julio.
Okay.
It'd have been cool if we got him, but we didn't need him, honestly. I mean, wants and needs are two totally different things. Do we really, truly need them? I'm on the fence about that. Like, it's a 50-50 thing that we need them. We could use him, but the question was the money, and that couldn't work. So that was the reality. The Niners already knew. That's why they made their one shot at him, the 1 or 2 shots to try to get at him, see if they could make it work, but it didn't work, so they moved on. So, I mean, unless Atlanta came to them and said, "No, let's do this," But on the long term, it wouldn't have been an honestly good move. Long term, because we got too many young wideouts that are going to have great years or are going to have great seasons.
You want to stunt their growth. That's a good point.
Yeah, you want to stunt their growth. And we added a lot of power to what we already have in speed. Plus, the running back is huge. So we're good. Julio, that's where he needed to be. I mean, because think about it. Who wants that money on their book? And we got other guys we have to pay that's been there already. So you don't want to rock the boat. So leave good as well as good is already good. Our front four is gonna be deep.
I just want to piggyback on that real quick because here's the thing. I look at what they would have gave up. Now, in 2019, we gave up a second and a third, and we got to the Super Bowl. That pick that we had was only 4 or 5 feet from making it probably the 49ers would have won that Super Bowl. If Julio was running down that field and Jimmy put that ball where he put it, Julio runs under that. Emmanuel Sanders is fast, but he ain't Julio fast, right? Something I was thinking, you get rid of a couple of picks for a Super Bowl, then I question, is it worth a Super Bowl? That's a tough question for me,
I agree. This is the thing. If you look at it like what the Patriots have been doing, this is why they've been good for so long, is are you going to sacrifice just one Super Bowl and those picks? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus our future where we know for sure, okay, that was a 50-50 ball. Okay, it happened. Okay. If Julio was there, he might not have caught it. We don't know that.
Well, he's way faster than Sanders. So I figure
even though he's way faster than Sanders, but that's not necessarily true.
Well, then
we don't know this.
You don't. There's no way to know for sure.
It could have been a whole different situation. We got to remember this. If Julio was there, think about this. Now, if Julio was there, right, on our team during that Super Bowl season, right? Think about this.
We're not even in that situation.
We would have had exactly because he would draw a double coverage every time. You understand what I'm saying? So So the whole outcome of a lot of games would have been way different than what it would than that time. Yeah. Now, on that note, think about that. So why it didn't happen? So I mean, it would have been cool if he had got here, but I don't think all that it wouldn't have been worth giving up things we already given up. We already gave up what we gave up to get our quarterback.
And see, that's what I'm talking about now. If you apply that thought process to what we're talking about now, as far as what are you going to give up for Julio Jones? Now, some people don't care what we give up for him. He's that kind of a player. There's not going to be, there's a Jerry Rice's, there's a Julio Jones's, there's the Randy Mosses. There's just not that many of this kind of players in football history.
Of course. Of course. I agree with you. But honestly speaking, we would have gave up a whole lot more to get this one guy. One guy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, he takes the top off on that, but what about everything else that we're giving up? You know what I'm saying? So now you just change the whole dynamic of the team.
And you become the Atlanta Falcons. You got all that talent,
exactly,
but you're still getting your butt handed to you every week. It's
exactly. You got all that offense, but you ain't got no defense.
Yeah.
Because they would think about it. Now think about this. You know what they would have wanted from us? Before I get to our front four, they would have wanted draft picks, and they would have wanted one of our defensive players. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Think about that. Are we going to give up? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make no sense.
I know.
And picks? Come on. And then take all that money off them?
And that's why the 49ers backed out.
Exactly.
They applied good sense. We jumped up and ran out of time.
I guarantee you. Go ahead. Go ahead, dog.
No, we ran out of time. We was having too much fun with the.
Okay, let me get to the front four real quick before you run out.
15 seconds, 20 seconds. Real quick.
The front four that we have right now, this is gonna be a different defensive scheme than we had Salah. A lot more blitzing. We're gonna get a lot more sacks from the front four because there's gonna be more blitzing than when Salah was there.
I see that coming.
That's why the front four.
A little more active.
It's gonna be a whole different defense from Salah. Salah didn't blitz. This guy's gonna blitz.
And
yeah,
and you
they may get ready because the rush
and
is
you add
coming.
some more D'Amico touches.
It's gonna be like the 46 defense from the Bears. That's how it's gonna look. Yes. They're gonna get terrorized. We got too much front four. Don't the people don't realize. Well, I cut you off. The front four can just run straight up without even sending in our linebacker. That's our dangerous defense. Now you add the linebacker to that.
And now you're fully lethal. All right, fam. I just gonna go. I'm gonna tell you.
All right, man.
I'm gonna see you tomorrow night. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right, later, bro. Have a good one, man. Shout out to everybody, man. One love.
Thanks, Ice. Night, fam. Good stuff from Ice. Hey, Tony.
Aloha, Ronbo. How you doing, man?
It's that Tony, because we got three Tonys now. We got Atlanta Tony, we got Tony out in Australia, and we got Tony out in blue waters of Hawaii. Tony, always great to hear from you, man. What are you doing, Tony? This subject, man, I'd love to hear your thoughts on. As far as Julio goes, you can go on about that. And then, Tony, give me some stuff about the front line. The four, that we can finally see who it's going to be. Phil has made me believe that Dee Ford, I'm going to stick with that until that doesn't happen. Or if it does, I'm going to be just delighted. But Tony, what are you thinking?
All right, well, let's start with Julio. It would have been a nice acquisition had we been able to get Julio Jones. At the same time, I don't like the idea of paying anything more than a third-round draft pick for him, just given the size of his contract and the fact that, I'm like you, Ronbo. I don't think he ends up playing in more than 9 games this season. Yeah. And also, he made some comments before the trade happened that he wanted to go to a team that had a downfield
big arm.
passer.
Yeah.
But the way he phrased it made me sound that he was a little bit timid and that he didn't want to go over the middle and risk that injury, which I totally understand. But so much of the 49ers offense is predicated upon having running a lot of different routes, and sometimes the wide receiver needs to be able to go over the middle. So all in all, I wish it was Julio Jones of 10 years ago, and then in that case he'd be worth several first-round draft picks. Yeah. But just given his injury situation and given how much you have to pay him, to me. That deal that Tennessee gave up was for them it was I think about right, because they're trying to make they're trying to replace Corey Davis, and they have more than done that, but they're basically trying to replace both Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith. So good for them. Yeah. Good for them. I just don't think that it would have been the right fit for the Niners, just given what the Tennessee gave up to get him. And in terms of defensive line, though, I'm very excited to see the 49ers defensive line. It's going to be definitely different than it was in 2019 because we won't have DeForest Buckner, but having Nick Bosa back is going to change everything about the way that defense plays. And the fact of the matter is, Nick Bosa lined up next to Eric Armstead, lined up next to Javon Kinlaw, with Ebukam on some downs on the other side there. Arden Key out there on some of those downs. Jordan Willis playing that other defensive end spot. That and hopefully by the end of the season, getting Dee Ford back out there for a playoff run.
I was wondering if you were going to mention Dee.
I think,
okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
None of
Yep.
us.
Well,
everybody
here's the
worries
thing.
about him. God.
Well,
just don't
I
know.
worry about him too, but he restructured the deal. He's not like Weston Richburg. He didn't retire. I honestly think he would have retired if he thought he wasn't going to be able to play, and he restructured the deal to free up space for us. So he's being a true team player in those respects. And we, he comes in, on third down and more than 6 and obvious passing downs. I think is what it comes down to. The sooner the better, because we want that defense to play stout. But it's not like in 2019 we had him for the full season, and it's not like in 2019, he had I think 6.5 sacks in 2019 when we went to the Super Bowl. So yes, I think it was 6.5. I think it was 6.5. And I mean, that's not to take anything away from how great of a player he is. Like, his ability to jump the snap is like, he's like a psychic out there, and that's what you're paying Dee Ford for is he just knows when to go. And when you put him, when we have those two edges with Nick on one side and Dee on the other side, it's like, and then all of a sudden you're looking at Javon Kinlaw and Eric Armstead on the inside. It's like you can only double one of those guys,
Terror
right?
squad.
Or you're keeping in your tight end to block, and all of a sudden, with those front four, we can drop into coverage, and that's when Warner's going to get picks, and actually, you know what? This is where I think Jimmy Warner's going to have a really, really big season because of the way that they have reinforced that defensive line, and so there are a couple of question marks just to see in terms of the Zach Kerr and the Arden Key signings and the Ebukam signing as well, but I like the way that Jordan Willis played. They're going to be fresh a lot. We're getting Nick Bosa back, and from the videos that I've seen of him, he looks to be rehabbing like a powerhouse, like very, very well. So, all I got to say is, if I was Matt Stafford, I would be terrified to play against the San Francisco 49ers. I'd be with that offensive line the Rams have, that pathetic offensive line the Rams have. I don't know if Stafford's going to make it through the game. So, I'm stoked for that game.
And poor Rudy has no idea what's coming as he's putting out this propaganda that makes no sense. I really, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. One other thing, too, is Ebukam. We noted this earlier in the offseason, right after the 49ers signed him, but Ebukam was a guy who was able to register sacks against Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. So,
and didn't he have a pick?
He may have. You know what? I think he did. Did. So I'm liking the way that John Lynch and Adam Peters identified what the defensive line needed to improve, and it's going to be a true team effort, and Bosa's going to lead the way. And I really get this impression from watching a lot of PFF, but I think a lot of the NFL fans are sleeping on the 49ers, and we're going to really exceed expectations because of both offense and defense.
And they do it every year. Even the Super Bowl year, they couldn't believe it until about week 15. Well, maybe we should take the 49ers seriously. Okay.
We went 12-0. We went 12-0 or whatever it was in 2019, and then it felt like, whatever, they're going to say nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, well, and we get a preseason this year. It's exciting.
I look forward to it.
Can't come fast enough.
Yes. Tony, I tell you, I relish these moments because we don't get you every day. You're a busy man. But Tony, would you please get back here tomorrow?
I'm going to do my best, Ronbo. I am slammed at work. So happy Sunday. I'm going to try Ronbo, but I can't promise. I'm going to try, though.
All right. That's all we can get.
All right. Take care of yourself.
We'll take it. You too, Tony. Have a great night.
Aloha, sir.
Aloha. There he goes. There's Tony. And who we got next here? Production went out for a snack. We're just rushing back in. Of all people, let's go to that other Tony, the Falcon Tony. Falcon, wait a minute. Who's Falcon Tony? There's a character in a TV show or something called Falcon Tony. Hey, Tony. I got to Google that.
Never heard of him.
Somebody's named Falcon Tony. A character named Falcon Tony. Anyway, Tony, you listen, it's all done. The day that everybody's been waiting for, especially you and Falcon fans. But then again, I looked at what you guys have left. I look at Ridley, and now you're going to release what possibly could be the next Julio. And the guy I wanted in the draft, his name is, the boy comes out of Florida by the name of Keys. So, I said, they got what's his name? Ridley had 1,378 yards last year, and when he was playing behind Julio, or when Julio was on the field, he was getting less touches. So I said, God, and they still got Hayden Hurst is still doing fine. If people think the Falcons are going to
Russell Gage.
because the writer that I was reading about, well, the Falcons took a step back, and then I said, I don't know about that. Look at this. I'm looking down at the other receivers, and I said, their passing game, it took a little bit of a hit, but that just opened up more room for Ridley, Hurst, and now you got, Kyle Pitts is going to hurt somebody. So I know you guys aren't crying about it. I mean, I know you probably, for just the reason that you know Julio's a generational player, but give me some, Tony. What are you thinking?
Well, we got Russell Gage, our number 3 receiver. He had 787 yards on 70 catches last
year. I didn't even know about him. See that?
We got Olamide Zaccheaus, our number 4. He's going to move up to number 3. He reminds me of Ridley. Great route runner out of Virginia, undrafted free agent. He had about 300-something yards receiving. Ronbo, this Olamide Zaccheaus is a beast.
You know, I wish we could get your scouts. Maybe we can get to help our people out as far as getting these receivers. Wow, God. Go ahead. What else? Man,
and then we even though I don't expect much from them, we had a 6th-round pick this year. His name is Frank Darby out of Arizona State. He started with your guy Ayuk 2 years ago.
Well, I guess
but he had some injuries. Yep, Frank Darby. He's pretty good. He had over 1,600 yards during his college career. But I don't expect anything out of him. He's just coming in.
Well, that's amazing. And you save money. So you can pay some of your people. You loosen your salary cap up a little bit. So all in all,
and you can get a couple free agents now too. I heard.
Yeah, because Gino's still out there. I was reading about him yesterday. I said, man, Atkins.
I would love to get him.
He's probably still.
Him or Jarrell Casey, either one. But I see what the Falcons did. They traded him to the AFC to get him out of the NFC.
And everybody in the AFC appreciates it, because
I heard Kyle Shanahan's statement.
He's delighted. Because remember once Nolans was sniffing around, I knew you wouldn't. There's no way you were going to trade to a rival.
Not going to happen.
I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I was laughing. New Orleans with Julio.
I was, like you and I was talking, I was thinking you guys maybe, but I was thinking Arizona. That's who I was thinking because they got the draft picks. But from what we got from Ronbo, but you know what it is? It's the Falcons, the organization. Yeah, we got a 2nd and we got a 6th for 2023, but if they probably wanted more from anybody in the NFC.
Yeah, which makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
So and now you'll recover from that soon because we're taking bets on how many games Julio's going to be able to play this year. I give Julio 9, especially since
I'll play more than that.
But the thing is, Tony, you're indoors in Atlanta, nice weather conditions. Julio's going to be outside now, where the weather is going to be a factor.
Julio's tough.
If he can, where's Julio from originally?
Foley, Alabama.
Warm weather down there too. Tennessee's not cold. They do get snow in Tennessee, don't they?
Yeah, but it's not going to get too cold. I would just tell you, go back and look at the Monday night game, 2015, Atlanta at Green Bay in the cold. Go back and look at that game.
See, that was
on YouTube.
That's 2015. I wonder if Julio had his worst year last year, right? By his standards.
Yep.
So, maybe a lot of times when players make moves to other teams, all of a sudden they get rejuvenated. So, you know what? I could be wrong. I just wonder.
That's only because he missed those 7 games. He could have played some of those games, Ronbo, at the end of the year. He just took himself out. Like I told you, if he'd have played just 2 more of those 7 games he missed, he'd have had 1,000 yards again.
I saw his total. He had 800 yards, something like that. He averages 95 a week. Yeah, so you're probably right. So
That's the highest average in NFL history, by the way, 95.5.
I mean, he's so far away from everybody else. That's 100 yards a week. Pretty much you can count on Julio to get for you. That's obscene.
Yep.
So yeah.
One of our bloggers said it was funny, Ronbo. I was reading comments. He says it's funny how Julio went from Matt Ryan to Ryan Tannehill. That's like going from steak to spam. I laughed at that one. That was a good one.
You know, well, but Ryan Tannehill, he just doesn't throw the ball. I've seen him go down the field. But the thing is, I got Derrick Henry. What the hell am I throwing the ball for? Let Henry beat these people up, and then I might think about throwing the ball. Because I saw him throw a few passes. I remember that playoff year, and I was laughing. As Ryan Tannehill got his allotment of passes. He got 5 or 6 shots.
I tell you, Ronbo, it makes a lot of sense. I've seen it over the years. It happened to us. Yep. The fact that Arthur Smith, their former offensive coordinator, left Tennessee, is now our head coach. Mm-hmm. That new offensive coordinator, new system, it's going to take them a minute. They're going to take a step back. I'm telling you. I don't care what the talent is. Watch out.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? It may be whatever he's installing after they get it. Let's say the guy's got to be mad is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had problems grasping Shanahan's system, and then he got a new guy that tried to keep Shanahan's system. And once he got it, he was straight money. So now here comes this new guy to install another program. Matt's got to be saying, you know what? I just as soon we run the same offense as we did last year. We were pretty successful with that. Why don't we fix the defense? There's nothing wrong with us. Let's do this.
I think we're doing that. I think we're doing that, but we got our offensive coordinator is Dave Ragone, but our head coach is going to be calling the plays. Arthur Smith, he said from day one when I met him, I'm calling the plays. I'm have offensive coordinator, but I'm calling the plays. And the owners, they have nothing to do with that. He's the head coach, but yet he's going to call the plays like he did at Tennessee. And he runs some of the same system that Kyle Shanahan runs, which Matt Ryan knows from 2015, 2016.
That's happening a lot in the NFL. Tony, always fun. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow night looking for you. All right?
Yes, sir. Monday Night Raw.
All right. Thanks, Tony. Looking forward to hearing from you, man.
See ya.
All right.
See you, sir.
Hey, there goes Tony. I'm talking around the league and Tony. Especially when we talk badly about the Cowboys.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Shay, man, we're in the aftermath of the Julio sweepstakes. He's on his way to Titanville. And while we're at it, we're talking frontline 4 and what to expect from them. And, man, I tell you what, it's exciting just to think about what they're capable of doing. And I don't know what D'Amico's feeding them and telling them. But I understand in practice, but they look like a whole new team. I know they loved Robert Saleh, though, so I'm not sure what that really means. But, you know, what's your spin on that?
Well, yeah, first let's talk about the Julio thing. Yeah, it was a bummer. But, you know, if I wish, you know, if we didn't get Julio, I'm just glad he went to the AFC, right? And I'm pretty sure other 49 fans definitely feel the same way because I would have been bummed if we didn't get him and then he went to like the Seattle or the Rams or Arizona. That would be just heartbreaking. So it happened, right? And it happened. You know, the way I wanted to. If the Niners weren't going to get him, I'm just glad he ain't in the NFC West at the end of the day. So definitely happy about that. But bummed. You know, I wish he's a great talent. Obviously, immediately he can contribute. A lot of people keep bringing up the Emmanuel Sanders trade and what we gave up, and if it was, you know, possible to give up for Julio. And I'm thinking, you know, if that's the stance you take, that's a perfect analogy because we did make the Super Bowl, but this time we make, you know, you could possibly do it with Julio Jones, who is a better receiver than Emmanuel Sanders. You know, no disrespect to Emmanuel, but I mean, come on now.
No, but he is. I mean, Julio's better than everybody.
It's the truth. The intangibles. Yeah. I mean, just the gifted talent, the size, the everything, man. I mean, the man is still 32, putting up. You know, he was injured for at least 7-8 games last year, but he still put up over 700 yards.
Hey,
the man is a baller.
But you what Tony just said? He could have played a few of those games, so he didn't really have to take off all those games. So yeah. Julio's he's a little more durable.
I think it was just for precautionary, but you know, also too, like you know, but Julio does play hurt a lot too. And and he still trots out there. But I mean, again, just the way that if we traded for him, the capital would have given up, and then we have to pay him. So I think I wouldn't I'm not doubting the Niners didn't look in cover all four corners and look at deeply into this. They definitely did, and they just said the outcome. Maybe they did an offer, and we will find out in a couple weeks what they ended up offering or how close the deal was, and the fact we didn't get done. But it's okay. I'm just glad that Julio went to the AFC, and I love the roster we have now, and I think we're more than ready to make a Super Bowl run. But yeah, Ronbo, this D-line looking good. Like I said, I wanted edge in the draft. We didn't get anybody. I think they really think highly of Samson Ebukam, and I think that Coach Kusirik is going to bring out the best in him. But after him, I mean, we're looking at Dee Ford off the edge. Bosa's coming back, from an ACL injury. Dee Ford's still having a bunch of injuries that he talks about he's going to play, but he's missing in camp. So it's just weird, like how everybody was saying, oh, he's working at the facility. Well, how come we ain't seen him out there on the field doing drills? Or why is he off to the side where Jalen Hurd is rehabbing that ACL knee? Why is that? Well, because, man, the man is not ready to play. Come on, like, you guys it's too high hopes, and it's just scary that if something happens to Ebukam, who's the other edge pieces that we have out there,
you got Arden Key. What's the guy named Willis? They got a couple of the guys.
We got Arden Key.
We don't believe in those guys. I mean, we don't know if they can carry the load. All right.
Right, and I was wrong, too, last week. I brought up Ronald Blair. I thought that because I remember the 49ers brought him in for a physical after they released him, so I was thinking that, they signed him.
Yep,
but unfortunately, they didn't even sign him. He went to the Jets.
Yep.
So, yeah, so now I'm just like, damn, so we don't even have Ronald Blair. We don't have, like someone that you could rely on that could, give you that type of, I mean, yeah, it doesn't even have to be specific Ronald Blair, but same thing with, I forgot the end we lost to Seattle. The DN,
Kerry Hyder.
Kerry Hyder, something like a Kerry Hyder type of contribution. We don't need 8 sacks, but at 4 to 3, would be good when you're called upon. But Arden Key, I you know what I'm saying? Arden Key, the Willis, I just don't have any faith in that. But I mean, there's still a lot of free agents out there. It'll be interesting to see any signings that they move. And remember, we're only 4 or 5 days past June 1st. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be some free agents that are going to get cut for cap casualties, but obviously teams are trying to trade these players. Like a lot of names come up like Jamison Crowder, a lot of, people that are, teams that are over the cap and need to shed some cap, some veterans that are still good out there that could be serviceable. But obviously if you're going to release somebody, instead of releasing them for free, you rather trade them to somebody if you're going to trade their money off the books, right?
Absolutely.
You have to get some type of compensation, right? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, just keep, 49 fans just keep posting for the next, couple weeks to a month and see, what other pickups the Niners do, because I still feel like they're still fishing out there to make the roster better. So,
and it's always nonstop.
Ronbo.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just can't imagine what's going to be. Because people are being let loose now because it's June 1st, so deals are still possible. Right. When does the door open though for everybody teams can't keep and they just gave up on trying to move? I just wonder when that date arrives.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks to a month, because remember, like I said, they're still trying to fish for offers, and all of a sudden, when you see someone cut, you're like, oh, well, they couldn't get any offers for that specific player, so the team just had to release him because they just didn't want to take the cap anymore. So we'll see it. We'll definitely see within the next 2 weeks to a month, and you'll be like, oh wow, I didn't even know he got cut. So
and all of a sudden he's putting on that red and gold.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know it, Ronbo. But all right, Ronbo, I know we gotta go. Shout out to production. Shout out to you, brother, and then shout out to my TNT family. And we'll be back for Monday Night Raw, sir. You have a good one, all right?
Thanks, Shay. You too, fam. Have a great night.
You too.
And let's check in with Mario. Mario. Mario.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Mario. Mario, man.
How's it going?
Hey, man, we're sitting here getting all excited about the 49ers pass rush in the front four. It's funny because you know what? If you look at the field, okay, first all the spotlight is the quarterback, the wide receivers, the sexy picks, right? Or the sexy positions. Running backs get a little bit of love. And then the pass rushers, especially the edge dude. You know, these guys, when you look outside of stadiums, the billboard will have your edge rushers face up there, the quarterback, wide receiver, or running back, whichever one of them's a star. So, you know, when you look at the 49ers pass rush, if Dee Ford is ready to play, boy, it's back to the good old moments of 2019 because Nick is back. And you got Eric Armstead. Now, Eric Armstead is good as long as he has a good supporting cast. So now he's got that supporting cast. And now he's got the beast from South Carolina next to him who's having a proper introduction into the NFL like he should have got last year. What can we expect from Javon Kinlaw is anybody's guess. So, you know, make a prediction tonight on how many sacks the 49ers are going to get. Because 2019, we were good for 46 sacks on that team. And so I pick out you guys that are going to pretty much contribute to the biggest sack totals. And also, Mario, are you okay now that you know we're not going to have any Julio? God.
Yeah, I'm okay with not Julio, especially since he's in the AFC.
Yeah, it's pretty much everybody's
Julio.
feeling. He could have made a big difference.
What was that?
He could have made a huge difference. We've not had anybody near Julio's talent on this team since Shanahan arrived. So, you know, it's interesting to think about what difference Julio would have made on this team. But, you know, it's too late now. But just the thought of it.
Man, I think we'll be okay. I feel like they got a lot of depth guys.
We got good guys.
For the wide receiver. Yeah. A good amount of potential wide receiver threes. I'm liking how they're talking about Jennings.
Oh, yeah? I keep forgetting about him. Yeah. He looks good in camp right now. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm expecting Hurt to still be how he always is when he's healthy.
We all are. If Jalen Hurts shows up, that's straight money. That's pure plus. We'll see.
Yeah. And
and how about that defense, though? What are you expecting from left to right on that line?
Left to right? Nick, Kinlaw, Armstead, and probably Ebukam. I feel like they'll probably use Dee Ford if he is healthy for like the third downs, the pass rush.
Yes.
I feel like I feel like that's definitely probably Ebukam's spot. Like the depth. They'll definitely rotate DJ Jones and Key Givens.
I know, right? Givens is going to be that guy that nobody expected. Last year he had a pretty good year for the amount of time he played. I like Givens that first year we saw him. During that preseason game, I said, that dude Givens, man, he is quick. Because he can really explode off the snap. So it's going to be good to see him this year.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait, especially we got that young secondary.
Yeah.
I'm sure since our defense is that line, it's really gonna be helpful for those young DBs. With the quarterbacks getting pressured and making mistakes, you know they're gonna
Diamador,
get the chance to execute it.
That's why I can't wait for preseason. I want to see Diamador Lenore. That dude can play some man-up football. Man. When we go man, I don't know how you look in zone, but we go man defense. Good God, he's nasty. Boy, I got to see this. So, Embry, another guy that's good for him. You know what? I got a feeling the 49ers pick those guys out because we're going to play a little more man defense this year.
That aggressive defense?
Yeah, it'll be a hybrid. We'll be in and out of zone, but still, I think we'll be playing because we got some great man defenders. When you look at Embry, that's what he does. Also, Jason Verrett. Jason Verrett, you can't get him off you. And then this dude, Lenore, my goodness, he is tenacious. So we're going to see some interesting things in this defense this year. You can see what the 49ers got planned. That's why I'm not sure if Richard Sherman's coming back or not. Do we really have a place for his style of football anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's gonna have to not ask for so much, but I don't know where else he would go actually.
I know. I know. How many more? Okay, that's something to think about because he can't. I don't think he's going back to Seattle because he doesn't. He probably doesn't see them as a contender. Except Joseph Smiley,
Exactly.
Sherm didn't see you as a contender. He's not coming back. Seahawks reign. Shucks. Uh-oh. I don't know. He might consider the Cardinals. Would he consider the Cardinals? Oh, I don't want him in the NFC. Not in the NFC West. Please, Sherm. Go to Kansas City.
Oh.
Yeah, Sherman, Kansas City. Oh! You know what? He wants a contender, though.
On time practice.
The Falcons would probably like to have him in the secondary.
Oh God, I'm sure he wouldn't like that. God damn. That's their defense.
Mario, if you had to pick out contenders right now for the NFC, name 3 or 4 teams. After the 49ers.
Contenders?
Yeah, after the 49ers, who else?
Just for Sherman or just in general?
No, just in general, because I'm wondering, those are going to be the teams Sherman, it's the same.
Top contenders?
Yeah, those are going to be the teams.
The Buccaneers, Niners. Second team, either maybe Green Bay, depending on Aaron Rodgers, but it's probably Seattle.
Vikings? No.
The Vikings?
I can't see Sherman in Viking uniform. That's just
the Vikings are kind of they're above average, but they need a little bit more. He might waste his time going over there.
Well, we're going to find out about Sherman probably because he's probably going to make a decision within the next 2 or 3 days. I got a feeling he needs to get into somebody's camp and set up. So
he's going to be behind if he doesn't.
Mario, man, hey, I'll be back Monday. As you know, Monday night, Mario will be looking for you. All right.
All right, sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Ronbo. Have a good night,
Mario. Have a great night. What? No way. Oh, no, it's another Tyler. Tyler, come on in. Tyler.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, Tyler. What's up?
Hey. What's up, Ronbo?
Tyler,
how you doing?
Hey, we're sitting there laughing about Julio going to another team. Not really. Hey, you know, Tyler, I didn't think the 49ers were going to get him. But you know how the 49ers do. When you think nothing's going to happen, all of a sudden something does happen. So I had it in the back of my mind, maybe. But, you know, it's not going to happen, so we know that now. So you're feeling on that. Also, I was looking at the 49ers front four and making predictions on sack totals and who's going to be the man and who's going to be that guy that nobody expected to explode and that type of thing. So, Tyler, give me something, man. What are you thinking?
Well, on the Julio thing, it's like, yeah, you know, I never expected us to get him. You know, it's a good story, you know. Kyle Shanahan, you know, with relation to Julio Jones. Julio Jones wants to go with Kyle Shanahan, you know, repeat. But, yeah, would have been nice, but, yeah, we don't need him. We don't need him. And I tell you what, what is it? What is it? Week
16? We got to play them?
Week 16?
Him and Derrick Henry on the same team? That's really a scary thought.
Julio Jones is going to wish he went with Kyle Shanahan.
I hope so, because that means we're probably kicking their butt. But, Derrick Henry, it's like when I go to sleep, you know who Freddy Krueger is, right? I think I have similar dreams as Freddy Krueger waking me up, man. Just Derrick Henry running down the field, steamrolling, just knocking 49ers into the dirt, just running, doing whatever he wants to do. It's just blood's flying all over the field. Henry's got this look on his face like some kind of wild man. He
does.
He's a scary dude. And then they had Julio. Man.
I forgot what season. Man, it's been this pandemic kind of like screwed up my time compass. But there's one season that Derrick Henry, you know, he got injured, so he can't go full blown, and on top of that, add another game, week 17.
Mm.
You know, so I'm not saying like, he might get injured.
I feel better. Tyler, you're right. Because, the only people I want dealing with him that day is I want Javon Kinlaw to grab his ass. Let's see, who else? Also, Eric Armstead can handle that. Nick can handle him. I don't want Nick there. Because DJ Jones can handle him. Givens. I still want anybody less than 300 pounds or 290. I don't want anywhere near Derrick Henry. That's a monster. God.
If Nick's healthy, knock on redwood. If Nick's healthy, he's gonna ragdoll Derrick Henry like Matt Hughes does.
I just don't want to.
He's gonna.
I just don't want him involved. Just Nick, hey man, give me most of my heavy. Let me my heavy boys get him. Man, I just don't want Nick to get hurt before the playoffs.
I know. I told you what I think is going to happen, and I won't repeat it. A few weeks ago, I won't repeat it, but I want to change it. I want to change it up if that's okay with you.
I forgot what you said, Tyler. All right, change it up. If it's going to be bad, don't say it then. Okay, go ahead.
That's why I won't say it. But just a fun thought. Let's say Aaron Rodgers wants to come to the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
What do? You get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo or you get rid of Trey Lance?
Well, you know what? They probably wouldn't want Garoppolo. No, actually.
You think so?
But wait, I take that back. He knows the same offense they're running. They would take Garoppolo. And he's a lot younger than Aaron. Yeah. They would bite on that deal. And then, of course, now the situation stays the same with a better quarterback. Because now you got Rodgers instead of Jimmy. And you got Trey, because Aaron's going to leave in a couple of years no matter what, probably, because he ain't going to play till he's 40. I don't think he will. But anyway, you got Trey can work and learn from Aaron. So you know what?
Right.
That wouldn't be a bad situation, because he's already promised. He hasn't said he's not going to play for Green Bay, but he's making them sweat. I don't know if he's serious or what.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with that deal.
They came out with like a public statement. I didn't read it though today, but they came about Aaron Rodgers not showing up to OTAs. Yeah.
And they're going to charge him every day. They always, when you do this.
Yeah.
No. Now it's not mandatory. They'll start charging him in a couple of weeks, I think. But right now, Rodgers is out doing celebrity tournaments, playing golf.
Yeah.
Him and Tom Brady out
enjoying his life.
Instead of unnecessary text messages to Gutekunst or whatever his name is, the GM and everything. Aaron's a clown. Just tell him, threatening everybody.
Hanging out with me and Hoy.
Yeah. Guys, I don't really need this. I could go be. Jeopardy needs a host. I do a fine job. I don't need football. You're gonna mess with me.
Yeah.
You're gonna take away my wide. You're gonna take away my wide receivers, and you're not gonna consult with me on anything, any decisions. You're gonna treat me like a third-class citizen. Screw you. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. See, that's. So I don't know.
It's weird. Like I'm a lifer Niner, but it's like I have like a attachment to Green Bay. Like I feel bad for what's going on in Green Bay as well, but I love when we beat them every time in the NFC Championship or the playoffs.
That game was fun,
but I feel
especially
bad.
the fashion we beat them. That was what a humiliation. Their defense can't get anything going, and we're sacking Rodgers and we're beating his people up. We threw them some crumbs at the end of the game.
And that's when Mostert shined too. That's when everybody started talking about Mostert.
He set a record. They're making over 200 yards on the ground. A playoff game?
You're right.
Oh, that's embarrassing. So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, right on, Ronbo. Thank you for your time.
Hey, fam. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow night looking for you, huh?
Sounds good, Ronbo.
All right, Tyler.
Have a good night.
You too. Night.
All right. Aloha.
Aloha. So Tyler's, he's from Hawaii. I was trying to tie that together. All right. Hey, Rick.
Bravo.
Rick, come on in, man.
What's up?
I mean, we just got through laughing at Green Bay, and we've been laughing at the Hawks and Rams tonight. But you know what? The conversation was started out before then people start bothering us. We were talking about Julio Jones now being a 49er and how you feel about that. And also, we're looking at that front four. Hey, Rick, when you have a front four defense like we have, you get excited about it, and you can start making predictions on how many sacks you can predict. As long as we can stay on the field, Rick, I got 47 just because we got 46 sacks in 2019, and we were pure hell. I think we might be pure hell this year, too. So, Rick, your thoughts on this?
Might as well round it to 50, Ronbo.
All right. You got it. I'm going to 50.
Can you say 50? Can you say 50, Ronbo?
Put me down for 5-0.
50.
All right.
Oh, give me that 50. Yeah. Easily.
And you know what? I remember the year we were neck and neck with the Panthers as far as the most sacks through about week 6, 7, I think. Yeah, we were just tearing up, So if they get off to that start this year, oh man, how exciting will that be? Everybody say 49ers front four.
It's gonna be like that.
49ers front four is setting the pace this year in the NFL. 49ers, after week 6, have over 30 sacks, and they're on a pace now where they could set a new NFL record. Oh, God.
Take that, sucker.
So, I mean, we might be low at 50. It's always fun to talk like this before the season starts.
It is.
Yeah.
But we know
see what Nick
that's
looks
what
like,
we
though.
do.
I know.
Oh,
I just
he's
want to know what
gonna
Nick
be
Bosa
solid.
looks like.
He's gonna be
He's
solid.
100%.
Oh, he's solid, Ronbo.
Mm.
Solid, fully solid. Like full Metal Gear.
Yeah. His workouts
he's
look
gonna
like he
be-
is. Dude is like looking
He's
like
a
a beast.
cyborg.
I think
That
so.
man is a beast.
The Bosas, man, they're just not like everybody else. They don't heal up like everybody else. They don't rehab like anybody else. And when they train,
And they don't attack like anybody else. Yeah,
I
they
know.
don't attack like anybody else. That's just like, like that's something that you want to be. You want your kids to be.
Yep.
That's something like they are.
I wonder how
That's
many
what they do.
coaches.
The most.
I wonder how much coaches use training film in junior high school and high school on how to play that position. They got the Bosa brothers.
I don't think they listen. I don't think they listen when they're that young. But if they ain't got any good sense,
but
they'll look at that Bosa film.
But I had idols when I was in high school, as far as football players went. You depends on what position you play. When you play, but when you're in high school, everybody wants to glory. Everybody wants to play offense. Wide receiver, man.
Yeah,
running back.
I want to be quarterback. I want to be wide receiver. I want to be running back. Hey, Ronbo, don't nobody want to block.
Offensive
and don't
lineman.
nobody want to rush.
Right? That's usually the fat kid that can't do nothing else. He's just big, and he can plug holes. And that's that. But nobody. Rick, if anybody wants to make money now as a kid, if the kid's thinking about it, if he's kind of a big bone kid that's kind of big for his age, the kid that's like he's nearly 200 pounds, he's only in the 10th grade. Somebody pull him aside. Listen, you want to make some money? What? I'm going to train you to be an offensive lineman. No, I want to be a quarterback. No, listen, you don't understand. If you become a good left tackle, you can make as much money as a quarterback.
Already, Chris.
So now you get him going in that direction. Yeah, when you get in the gym, when you see those guys picking up them paperweights, you add more plates. All right, I'm gonna get you out here. We're gonna do some leg driving work, and you're gonna become an absolute beast. You ever see Mike McGlinchey play? Not when he's pass protection, but when he's run blocking, that's what they turn you into. You know how much Trent Williams gets paid? How much? $22 million a year. What?
A year.
Now you get his mind working.
Yeah. Count them zeros.
You know? So that's what
For
I'm
real.
saying, man. Be an old lineman or a defensive edge, you know. You don't need it. But in high school, you don't care. Because when you walk around school, and there it goes. Hey, Rick, man. Hey, Rick, man, you look like a Pro Bowl quarterback out there, bro. You know, see that? Now you see up girls. Hi, Rick. You know, what? Hey, what's your name?
That's how they do my son. They be like, "Hey, Brandon. Hey, Brandon."
You know,
because everybody else want to run the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball, and he want to get in there and do whatever he can do to make the team win, and so he can be on the field, and that's what get him noticed, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why he gets all the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
See, this
"Hey,
means a lot to you
Brandon."
when you're a kid. You know, it's just ego is out there. You know, got an entourage following you around campus. Big man on the campus. You know.
Yeah, nothing but girls.
know?
Nothing but girls. Ain't that Ronbo? You already know.
It's misplaced though. See, that's why as a kid, if you're Nick Bosa, when you're a kid, you like hurting people, so you gravitate towards defense. Both the Bosas,
Ronbo. The crazy thing is that's what my son likes to do. He likes to hurt people. That's why he wants. That's why he wants. Yeah.
You know, because
He's
you
like,
can
I
do
want
both
to
ways in
tackle
high
him.
school,
I
but you want to put your,
tackle him. I don't want to run the ball. I want to hurt somebody. I want to.
come running down through
All
here,
right.
I'll break everything you got. Now you got an animal.
Punch
That's what you want.
somebody. Bring the wheelchair. What do you call it? The
Stretcher.
No, let me stop. Let me stop. No, that ain't cool. Let me stop.
No, but it's the nature of the game, though. When you come out there, that's what you don't
It's
want
the
to seriously.
viciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't want to cripple anybody.
He'd be like, Dad, I feel bad. I said, no, boy, you gonna do that goddamn thing. You do it. I'm like, no.
Hey, because Rick, the scouts are looking at kids from the time they're in 9th grade. You know, you got college scouts out there. You got some pro scouts in there that are watching some kids' development as they go along. Because depending on what hometown that guy's in,
Yeah.
they know.
And they're looking for that kind of like dedication that you wanna be out there and do whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't need like 10 running backs. You don't need 20 wide receivers. You don't need 15 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You need someone to get their ass on the field and do what they got to do.
That's it. The kid that's drinking protein shakes every 5 minutes and spending most of his evenings and eating extra amounts of hamburgers. And when he warms up at 225, okay? So that's a kid that's going to, he's going to start and he's going to get stronger and bigger. His ego's going to get out of control. Now Notre Dame calls him, right? Bama calls him. SEC schools say, "Hey, we got a place for you here and whenever, you want to play football for me?" It's that Saban calling, So not Urban Meyer or somebody. These guys. That's why you got to be careful about, like you just said, don't be playing the glory positions all the time. If a kid can get his mind set,
get in there. You play the game and you show your ass. You know what I'm saying?
And
you
do
do the damn thing.
Be the best. That's all you worry about. Don't worry about the position.
Yeah,
be the best.
Before you know it, you'll be on offense and defense.
Oh, yeah. You do that in high school anyway. You got both ways.
Yeah, that's what my son was. He was playing both.
Yeah. But put some emphasis on one or the other, So.
Yeah, he has to specialize on one of them. I'm telling them either like a George Kittle, a tight end, or a Nick Bosa. So.
Hey, and George Kittle's dad, he was an offensive lineman. That's why George probably wanted to play tight end. His dad says, okay, you do this, it's going to help your game. And George listened. George is one of the best blocking tight ends maybe of all time. And so now you got that wide receiver talent, and you're vicious. George Kittle runs down the field. People need to know to get out the way. And that's the perfect machine.
Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Out.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And
hey,
pain means nothing. Go aheing.
Nothing. My kid will take a lick. He don't care.
You gotta have that attitude.
he enjoys taking it, but he enjoys more giving it. And that's what I used to do. Like back in the days, like street ball. Like
I know, right?
No type
No
of football
grass,
in the street.
hitting the dirt.
Yeah,
don't
no
care.
grass. No, we playing on the street, Ronbo. We playing getting scarred up.
Well, we crazy. I was going by.
We playing, just ignorant.
And your
just
elbows
ignorant.
would be the first thing you tore, right? You come in the house. What is wrong? What happened to your arm? Oh, ain't nothing.
Oh, nothing, Mama. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's fun being a child because you're insane. You don't realize what danger is. You don't care. You just want to impress your boys.
Dumb as hell.
God. Rick, Rick, be back tomorrow night on Raw, Bam. Looking for you, all right? Give a shout out to your son. Brandon is his name, huh? There he goes. All right. Night, Rick. Fam, I'm going to go and get me a pig-eared sandwich on yellow cornbread with some hot sauce. I'll see you tomorrow for Raw. Thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. And them lights. I'll see you tomorrow night. Just have a great evening.